And welcome to a super special episode, Tales on the River Reik, where we grab one, maybe two, maybe even three players and set them to whatever adventures it is that they like to, I don't know, set themselves towards. So let's see who we have today. Pa-ching! It's everybody! So, when are we taking place? When are we taking place? Where and when is this one taking place would be better. So, for those of you who've been watching our episodes, this one takes place as the barge, the Footshover, makes its way into the lock system right beside Kemperbad. Now, for those of you who don't know, by that lock system, the river itself splits off from the main body of the river and is used for irrigation all the way through the farms that sit at the top of the rise where Kemperbad is. Kemperbad sits at the top of what was once a very high waterfalls and no longer is. That entire waterfalls has been broken up into a long string of locks. Oh. And the water itself no longer flows freely through that lock system. Most of the river's force is spread outwards like a fan
feat of engineering.
And given waterfalls that fall off down into the right below. A whole variety of them that spread through Kemperbad itself. Water passes through Kemperbad, and some traders have got special dispensation to move into those channels and drop off beside warehouses and drop their barges and then come back in. The Stir itself, the river you've just been making your way along, is a very dangerous channel, not the widest of all the great rivers of the Reik, but one of the most, let's say, tempestuous. Not quite the right word, that suggests storms. Difficult. Many gorges, many tighter flows, and a total of 1, 2, 3 major lock systems before you reach the upper levels. The river is, however, big enough to take river traffic almost its entire length all the way up to the World's Edge Mountains. It doesn't get a great deal of traffic, though. But here, it gets more than enough traffic for the lock system to have paid for itself some 500 years ago. Obviously, it requires maintenance every single time. The lock system here is not new. According to local legend, it's almost as old as the Empire. Clearly nonsense. Others claim that it was built 1,000 years ago. Probably also nonsense. Others claim that it was built a couple of 100 years ago. The truth of it doesn't really matter. What matters is the length of time it takes to go down through it. You've got a queue to get into the lock system to begin with. And then you've got the step-by-step process. Bloothilda is taking control of that, leaving yourselves, indeed everybody on the barge, to a certain amount of free time while they wait for that to go down. The entire night is going to be taken up by this until eventually the barge can make its way away from the lower waters of the River Reik itself. The Reik at the bottom extends for almost a mile across. It's very wide, and as we know already, there is a large great ship anchored just to the north of the town, and apparently there is somebody of importance inside town just now, supposedly making representations from the Emperor. I will make one further addition to that, though. When you saw him, he was not being treated particularly well, and for historical reasons, Yume, of all people in this particular little group, knows why. Kemperbad is a free town. It is completely free, and its charter allows it to ignore all imperial writs that come out unless they are to do with war, unless they are to do with overall the Emperor's law. So we're talking about what is and what isn't illegal in general across the Empire. And that particular setup was put in place 200 years ago by good old Magnus the Pious. Magnus the Pious, who is pretty much responsible for almost everything that the Empire has become over the course of the last 2 centuries. So we shall begin with Yume. Because, you were ill. I'm glad you got better. Yay!
I'm starved of role-playing.
It's all about me! We will begin with Yume. On the barge, having heard the recent rumours that have arrived suggesting that, apparently, prostitution across Kemperbad, and Kemperbad isn't just this town, it is the Freiburg of Kemperbad, and that extends to all the lands around it for almost 20 to 30 miles. It's some significant distance. She doesn't know how big it is, but she knows it's going to go up the Reik a bit, down the Reik a bit, probably up the Stir a bit as well. It won't just be this single town where it's made illegal. It's probably the entirety of the area. She knows that there's a council that's responsible for all of it, and the idea that it's been made illegal has, I think, raised her hackles somewhat.
Yeah, she would have been kind of grumbling and mumbling and pacing up and down for a little while until, very maybe uncharacteristically for her, she'll almost bump into Elemental Wife and go, hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm just really annoyed, I guess, by this new law that they're putting in. You know, the one I mentioned earlier.
I have been thinking about that too, as it happens.
Yeah, I just don't think it's... I'm just worried that there was a foolish person who used it for their own gain or for their own short-sightedness and didn't really think about all the people that it would affect.
Yes, well, I have been thinking that too, because I do not know how much you know about the business, but there will be so many people from the top of society, the courtesans who serve the councillors and the nobles, to the very bottom, who will overnight be deprived of their legitimate means of income. What will happen to their families?
Exactly.
How will they pay rent? Will the Shallians provide comfort for them?
Yeah.
It is unacceptable.
Because obviously they work together. You know, back when I was in Altdorf, as Ranadans and the Shallians and stuff, we were all kind of in the same area looking after each other. But I'm assuming there's people who don't need that kind of service or who, without it, is going to be doing really badly. Are we outlaws as well if we help them?
Is prostitution legal in Nuln?
Oh, yes.
I used to work in a brothel in Nuln. I know I have mentioned that I I was a courtesan, but I also had another character. Dong,
dong, dong, dong, dong! Comes the ring of a bell. But Hilda has a half smile on her face. Yeah, figured I could get through to you. We're about to move. We're just in front of the queue for the lock system, so...
Are we getting out now?
Yeah. Everyone has to. That includes you, Elric. Elric hops off. He's got things to go and do. Gerhardt and Leopold have already gone.
They wouldn't care anyway. Let's go and speak to Greta, and maybe we can catch Birdie too.
Yeah, if Birdie's free and isn't needed.
Well, she's very tall. She will be good muscle for us if we come up against any bad sorts.
Okay.
I'll fetch Greta.
Okay, I'll go get Birdie.
Okay, so you head off towards Birdie. You head off towards Greta. Let's do Greta first. Greta will be down below, lounging on... They haven't got the bed in yet. They're going to be buying the bed. It hasn't been installed, so we're on a hammock. Oh, she's upset. She's on a hammock as she sits there and she looks up at you. Yes, what?
Yumi wants me to go with her into Kemperbad to look into this prostitution situation. You want to come?
Look into prostitutes?
It's been made illegal overnight.
Oh, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
And we want to find out...
Who do you think did that?
Well, that's what we want to know, Greta. And you know the council. Come on.
Oh, right, so I'm coming.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Give the baby to Dr. Fluster.
She says, I'll go knock. Goes over top. And I'm here. Yes, what is it? Doctor, we're going to be going out, so do you mind looking after, you know... And she says, you haven't even opened the door yet. Well, that's because I don't want to look at your face because you'll be giving me one of your frowns. She says, yes, of course, I'll look after your child. How long? Well, we're going to be going through the lock system till the morning, so we're probably going to be out all night. Oh, you hear? Right, sure. Child. Dr. Flaster. Get the crib as well. Right, yes. She goes
I'll
off.
help you.
Crib. Done. As Greta goes off. She didn't sound very happy.
Ask her if she wants anything in town.
Nah, I don't know if I want to do that, she says. I get a feeling that she wanted to come.
Oh. She would have been really helpful.
Yeah, too late now. She's on baby duty.
We can put someone else on baby duty.
Who?
Lucas.
I don't know if he's even here. I think he went off with Gerhard.
Matilda?
Batilda's doing the barge.
There's no one else, is there?
No, there's not.
Could I ask Elric?
He's gone.
Oh, no. Dumpling? Do we trust her with a baby?
Trust her to cook it. I do not trust Dumpling with my child.
Oh, that's a shame.
I trust Dr. Flaster.
Me too.
She says as he comes up on deck. I trust Dr. Flaster. Meanwhile, Birdie, who has been resting for the last couple of hours, having been sailing for a good while, is currently down in her cabin.
No, we don't have cabins yet, do we?
Yes, you do. The cabins they're put up in...
Oh, so we've got cabins, but we don't have a bed. We've got
correct,
hammocks.
Ultrabound. So yes, they're putting a place in Ultrabound. So...
she'll knock and go, Birdie. What? We're gonna go stick our noses in where they don't belong. You wanna come with?
That always turns out well. Yeah, okay.
Yay!
I'm going to leave the dogs here, because I've got the dogs by this point.
No, the dog's down at the bottom, so you don't have the dogs yet.
Yeah,
you
get
get
just
them
got
at the
meat
bottom.
pie just now.
You just have meat pie.
I'll leave the dog here, because he's a liability in polite company. Meat pie. Go bother Dumpling. Snacks.
I don't suppose he's got any babysitting credit.
Well, he hasn't tried to eat it yet, so, you know.
Just growling at people as it comes.
Up on deck, Greta is looking a little bit... her face has a bit of a chagrin on. And she looks over and sees you, waves, and goes, I think it's the best option.
Well, there's no one else to look after the baby.
Looks at the two coming over. Yeah, you're
problem?
right, no one else.
Dr. Flaster wanted to come, we think, but
Maybe we should get her something nice then to say sorry.
that's what I thought.
Maybe, well,
But we don't know what she likes.
I was gonna suggest we would go gambling afterwards. I need to go, do my things, and if I thought it would be like a nice bonding moment, but maybe instead we could bring also some alcohol back and do something here, so she can be.
We won't be able to
won't be able
enter
to.
the
This
barge till the morning, so we're going to have to find ourselves somewhere to sleep for the night.
We're gonna have to.
We're not sleeping, Greta.
She grins. She says, Birdie might need some sleep. She'll be on sailing duty in the morning.
No, you're on trading duty tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Which means you'll have a good 3-4 hours worth. I mean, it's going to take quite a bit to unload. Point taken.
I'm happy to kip through that. I hate dealing with stevedores.
Yeah.
We'll have to come up with a different girls' night, I guess, and include Dr. Flaster.
I do feel pretty bad now. Should we tell her we feel bad and we'll bring her a present?
No, just rub it in. Let's just not rub it in. Let's make it not a thing. The more that you raise it, the more it's going to be a thing. Don't try to make things more awkward than they already are.
All right.
When I saw her face, I was like, awkward, and then I ran. That's it, I'm done. I'm out of here? No.
She liked fun, so...
Well, why not? She's a woman like... Do you have any idea how old she is?
No, I do not.
I have no idea either.
She likes Lucas.
Well, exactly.
So...
I didn't think she liked fun.
They seem to have
That seems unfair.
They seem
He's
to have
not
a very
fun.
good time.
Oh, no, he
together.
is fun when he plays that game.
Yes.
Oh, you've not played that game. Best we don't talk about it.
What game?
We'll tell you later.
All right.
Oh, when he steals things.
Is it naughty?
No, it's not, actually.
I'm a little bit bored. All right. So our plan is to what? Hit the town, get a
Thought
drink.
We could drop in on your counsellor friend.
Oh, after last time.
Well, we need to find out if it's really true. Is there really a law? How
You
do
do remember what he said to us?
No, I do not.
As she hops out, says, "Let's go to the bridge."
I wasn't listening.
It's just up ahead.
Because he wasn't talking to me.
As I recall, we discussed it afterward at some length, and you said something along the lines of, "I don't think he's ever going to be happy to see you again." To which I replied, "Yes, well, that's how it ended last time too."
Well, exactly. You've already made a comeback one.
He wasn't happy to see us last time either.
No.
We fixed his issue with the elves, and that was
Yeah.
enough.
You guys have known each other for a while then.
No, we did it on the way in.
We did it on the way.
When the barge was making its way up, we popped into Kemperbad.
Okay.
That's a different Tales on the River, right?
Well,
But we do share a bed.
No, we don't. We share a fucking hammock. She says, not that I'm bitter about it, but we should be buying a bed when we get down to the bottom. Perhaps we can get it installed when we're getting all the... Well, we should just buy a bed. We should go find ourselves a good furniture maker that can get a bed into place.
Nice.
I'm done with this ridiculous hammock limbs everywhere.
Well, you have to pay for it. I can't afford a bed.
wait, I thought you don't sleep in the same bed.
Well, it turns out that
Excuse me?
it's more that Ladriel was always on the move, so she never slept in the same place twice.
Oh,
So as long
because
as
we're
the
in the
barge
barge.
is moving, I find it acceptable to sleep in the hammock. It might change when it's a bed. And then I'll have to sleep with you only once every 2 nights. I'll go with Birdie the others.
I hate sleeping on my own.
She does.
Oh, really? Why? As you reach the bridge and she starts comping across it, there's
Childhood, I shared a bed for most
merchants
Maybe
pushing
we should
backwards and
convert
forwards.
the back of the barge into a giant mattress.
We could have the whole of the butt end to be a 4-poster
You'll find
bed,
that's a
but the
span.
post...
There's 2 cabins back there.
Yes, but we'll knock those walls down. We'll
Just put those walls. Do you realise how long it took us to plan that? No.
We'll make-
Also, no. If we're doing it anywhere, it's going to be in the hold. And if you want to turn it into a gigantic sex den, then so be it. But that will be the main hold,
actually-
not my cabin where I'm going to be
Actually-
putting a bed.
Is prostitution legal on the right?
On the Reik? Well, it depends where you are on the Reik, but yes, mostly,
It's a
yes.
shame. Well, because what
Yes,
we were
yes,
thinking is
yes.
that we could have transformed the hold and we could have a pleasure barge.
And then all the prostitutes who can't work anymore can
Come
come
on
on
the
the
barge with us.
I'm quite convinced that Leopold would be against that.
Birdie
And,
looks very concerned and goes, "We're going to need bigger lee boards." All that rocking.
What's a lee board?
The big flappy things on either side that stop us
Oh,
tipping
the
over.
fins.
Yeah.
Well, we can like make sure people are like moving in like the right rhythm.
Yeah,
You know?
Many things.
A drum!
Yeah, we can have
So music,
a little song.
and dancing, Ronaldans. Maybe it could even be consecrated.
I'm quite convinced Leopold will be against all of
I'll
this.
be there when you tell him.
But as a group, we own this as a group, right? So surely we should vote
We
on
are
things.
50%. No, we're not, are we? Because
Yeah,
we
you
not?
there's
don't.
7 of us.
Your name's not on it.
Did I not put it on?
No, you didn't.
I put
No,
it
you
on.
did you put a pseudonym on?
Yes.
I can't recall. We've got the document
Yes.
back in the barge.
Gerhardt's on it.
Tanavan
Our
is a
copy of
very
it, anyway.
renowned business owner.
Gerhardt's not on it.
Gerhardt's
Exactly,
on it.
which
So
is-
But
we-
Hilda's
we
on
are-
it. I'm now counting votes.
Yes, it is.
I'm not on it. I'm an
Oh.
employee of the company.
Well, if we convince Bathilda, then you know, it could
Good
the
luck with
force
that.
could propel us forward.
It's a question of practicality. I mean, if she can get more money for that than the stuff in the hold, she's probably open to
Yes. I mean,
suggestions.
unfortunately, the timing's not right because they will need jobs as of now, and our hold is not set up to be a pleasure barge.
Maybe for the future, or a second
See, your
barge.
whole is set up to be a pleasure.
The hold! Better!
Yes, as you go by, a gentleman who's walking along with 3 men behind tips his hat to the ladies going by as she goes, Greta.
That was rude. Why would you be rude to him? He tipped his hat.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
No.
Something I need to know. I always put my foot in it, culturally speaking.
Why? They're just people. I've no desire to have men randomly tipping their hats at me or giving me drinks or whatever. I'll buy my own, thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, I put up with this when I was looking after the bloody marauders. Enough gentlemen being kind. He says,
I mean, they can be useful sometimes.
I don't need them to be useful. I'm quite useful by myself, thank you very much. No, I'm...
Said the daughter of a duke. All the money.
Over at the other side of the bridge, there's a long winding road that then straightens out and heads towards the main gates of Kemperbad. are pretty much always open here because there's people coming in at all times, heading into the lock system and then dropping down slowly as another one sluices full and drops down slowly as others make their way up the other side. And whenever they enter the system, they're likely to either move into Kemperbad itself or drop into the local inns that are at the top. Kemperbad's gates, though, unlike many cities in the Empire, are open almost all the time.
I've thought of a few drinking games we could play.
Interested.
In the Burgermeister's Hall?
What?
Drinking games in the Burgermeister's Hall?
We could invite him out for a drink. No? Mend Bridget, build Bridget, mend bridges, which is it?
No. See, you don't get it. There's no bridges to mend. He's there to be used.
Oh,
That's it.
Of course, right, yes.
And in turn, I am there to be
Point from
used.
earlier.
If he needs something, he will ask for it. If I need something, I will ask for it. We're not going to
Right, well, we need to find out about this
mend
law.
bridges.
Right.
You can try to befriend everybody. They're not all supposed to be your friend, you know.
No.
Sometimes it's useful not having them as a friend. It gives them more motivation.
Treat them mean, keep them keen.
Absolutely.
I believe is the term.
Absolutely. That gentleman over there is probably thinking, what have I done? I better be better than the next person I meet. Oh, idiots. Kemperbad. Have you ever been in Kemperbad before? Did you come up before? Did you join us? No, you weren't with us when we went in. Did you? You weren't there when we purchased? No.
I was too busy trying to keep the barge afloat.
No, you took it up when we were in with Bloodhilda, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, so Kemperbad is, as imperial cities go, far more freewheeling. There are more taxes, many more taxes. The city itself is better built. The streets are paved end to end. The buildings themselves are mostly stone-based, sometimes even 2 or 3 layers of stone. They've got large quarries up the stair. The people themselves are quite isolationist in comparison to some of the other cities. They don't really get in each other's business. So generally speaking, if someone's tipping their hat at you, they've got a reason to be doing so. Best to keep to yourself. They don't have much of a sense of a community here. Money rules almost anything. So if you get into any trouble, you'll probably be able to buy your way out of it. So if you've got any coin, it's always worth carrying it safely.
Have you got a coin?
Yes.
Good.
Other than that, Kemperbad's been free for longer than any other city in the Empire, and it very much feels it. It's got a different tone. It's a bit of a melange of different peoples that live here. Their accent is a mixture of Reichland, Halibikland, and you're going to stand out, all of you. But at the same point,
I always do.
it's a city that's, of all the cities that are down the Reik, other than Altdorf and Karabberg and Nuln, it's somewhere where you can blend in with ease because everybody is passing through here. So if anyone is looking at you or gawking, that generally means they know you or have heard of you, not because of the way you look, even though you're unique. So do look out for it.
What do you think they'll do with the wizard's property? Do you think it'll be seized by the council?
It depends entirely on what they've passed. I don't know. We'd have to find out.
Maybe there'll be like a yard sale and we can buy some fancy things.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Do we have much money?
Well, we haven't sold our goods yet.
It's actually the last thing to say about Kemperbad, which is worth saying. It's about the only place in the Empire where you can buy yourself actual property. And I don't just mean you can buy yourself a house or something similar. You can buy yourself entire towns and villages if you've got enough cash.
Wow.
Because there's no local nobility here. There are none.
So the land
There
all
hasn't
needs
been
to be owned by someone
for
and you can own the land.
And all land can be bought and sold. It's all held by the Registry of Lawyers here.
I want one. I want a human village.
The Burgermeister's Hall holds it. So there's a lot of them in the entire... We bought one. As I say, we have not represented the Marauders anymore.
Is that where the Marauders
No,
live?
it's not where they live, no. We purchased ourselves one of the small quarries that are further up the river, and it's just it earns us money.
How much land would we have to own to get to count kind of like nobles elsewhere?
You can't. Owning land here doesn't give you any noble titles, sadly. You're just you have to have a business registered which we do
In
in
Kemperbad.
Kemperbad. We have a business as you're slowly arriving. Soldiers are passing by. The other way, a small knot of 5. Who the first of which nods as she looks at them. Oh shit! I've been recognised. That's why they're looking at me. That's where the nod was coming from. That's the second one. That'll be from last time when we made some. I perhaps arrived in and said that I was representing the Marauders.
You did.
I perhaps did, which means word has got around, which means they think I'm representing things, which means one of the Marauders might come. Oh, I really hope they don't. They're the worst.
Well, do you need to be disguised? Like, should we stop and...
You and me does a good disguise.
She says, no, well, not if I'm going to the Burgermeister's.
True.
It is I. Although that really tickles me.
I'm sure Ellen Manowithe could lend you some veils if required. She has plenty.
Thank you.
Scarves. Hardly veils.
They are scarves, I suppose.
I'm surrounded by pedants.
That does make sense.
It does. She is surrounded by pedants.
Maybe after then, if we go elsewhere and you don't want to be recognised.
That means at least the local watch are very unlikely to do anything to us. I'm a known quantity. I'm responsible then, if this is the case, for about 75% of the current defence force of Kemperbad. Don't have rank. I'm just responsible for where they go. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, let's find out. Turns out, at the gates, it's good.
Yeah.
Mr. Strop, just through here. No toll in the city of tolls.
I should go about with them or not.
Yeah.
As she looks up and she says, "Lady."
I was going to mention that.
As bows. Sorry, it's just we don't with titles here. Says we sometimes get a bit mixed up, but shall I report myself to the captain? Yes. Oh. To the soldiers.
And you went.
As she goes through, it's actually quite common. The richest of Kemperbad, the masters and the mistresses, the burgomeisters, who supposedly represent their concerns. Not a single title amongst them all.
Why did you want him to report to the captain?
It's expected.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm a trot.
That makes sense.
So we're going to go straight to the Burgermeister's Hall.
Might as well start at the top.
Do the boring stuff first.
It's a large building in the centre of town, big open square at the front. It's where they hold their trials, as and when they have them. On the inside, it is actually different to many of the other imperial cities you've been in, because the vast majority of the lower levels are made entirely of stone. This place is both more defensible and also harder to break into. Worth noting. It's also worth noting that this is entirely human workmanship. There's no obvious dwarf, blocky, different styles of stonework. These are all mostly smaller stones that have been very carefully stacked and mortared together. The city looks very strong, very firm, and in some respects stands as exactly what it is, the freest, oldest city in the empire.
And also, if you have to go up a lock system to get in, that's going to slow you down when you're trying to invade.
They'll definitely see you coming.
Yeah.
It is a very defensible place, lest you be coming from, say, the Barren Hills, which is not the best place to lead an army, or alternatively through the Great Circle, one of the most thickly and densely packed forested areas, arguably in the Empire. This place is going to be really hard to attack. There's only really one route, which is from the south, from the Nuln direction, and there's a bridge over the Stir that goes to there. They could just knock that bridge down. The place is almost unassailable. You can see why Kemperbad in particular has managed to maintain its freedom even during the most warlike of eras. They're a very defensible position. The Burgermeister's Hall itself is a grand building with a mixture of styles. Classical styles are clearly on display with fluted columns. Several statues laying out towards the front, including one of which is an elf made of stone, with a tall helm, horsehair flowing out the top of it.
For a second, I thought you meant that elves. There's a species of elves that are made of stone. I was very confused.
Awesome as that may be, no. The statues here, though, are quite different to the statues in Altdorf that you've seen, for example, and that you've seen, in that all of them here are painted.
Oh.
The elf is painted gloriously with a red plume, long white robes. The robes at the bottom picked out with pattern designs and a big two-handed sword.
Does it look...
That statue wasn't there when you were last here.
I was gonna say, like, that's new, right?
That is new.
Greta, that's new.
And she says, what's new?
That big statue?
She looks up, oh, I missed it. Yep, that's new. Oh, it looks like they're moving swiftly. We brokered a deal between the Burgermeister and some elves.
Oh. To kick out the wizards.
That wasn't to kick out the wizards. It was to give the elves somewhere to go, and they refused to come unless the wizards were.
Do you think that the council have some weird understanding of the elves and thought that not having prostitutes around would make them happy? Like, could that be a thing?
Do elves particularly hate prostitutes?
I mean, considering Elemental Wife was one.
Well, yeah.
In multiple iterations.
Yeah, but she keeps telling us she's not a normal elf, so...
Well, that is true.
All of that is true. She says.
I doubt it would have been a stipulation of theirs. They wouldn't care.
No, but maybe like the council...
No, like the council might have thought that, but to an elf, selling that would be the same as selling a box.
Really?
Yes.
That explains so much of your behaviour.
Yes.
Yeah.
If anything, it sounds like Sigmarite
It really does.
interference.
We heard it was the Sigmarites.
Did we?
We heard that it was...
There were definitely Sigmarites who were happy about it.
Yes, that's what we heard. Not that they had caused it.
Yeah.
But it
I don't
seems
know.
likely.
I do not know the Azo.
I mean, knowing Leopold as we do, he's a bit of a buzzkill, bless him.
But why would they have... The question is, but why? Why would they have done it?
What's in it for them?
What's the pressure?
What's the pressure?
Yeah, it would require pressure. They wouldn't simply enact a change. I mean, this is going to be a tax revenue loss.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it's all about money.
It is. It's all about money.
So what is the benefit?
And what's the replacement? What's the pressure?
Where's the money coming
Well,
from?
let's find out. She says as she marches over towards the Burgermeister's hall. Don't fall behind, she says as she pops up the stairs. Pop, 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 pop.
She's fast when she puts a turn of speed on, isn't she?
And reaches the top. The guards sitting there immediately go, ooh. And she just walks straight past. Are you following?
Yes.
We're the muscle. Well, she's the muscle. I'm the elf.
A main hall.
I hold things.
And down on the ground there's a large, it's not so much a mosaic, but it is most certainly an image which has been created by the stonework that's on the ground. It's not lots of little mosaic pieces, it's large chunks of stone. And a large heraldic device of Kemperbad. A little bit blocky, a little bit Lego bricky in terms of how it's put together. Minecrafty, for example. As it's laid out on the floor in the main part. There's a small desk over there, another bunch of desks down that side, a swooping staircase that leads up with more statues going up, all of them elves.
What the fuck?
All kind of new looking.
Well, they all look kind of new. They're freshly
Are
painted.
they all the same elf helms?
They're all the same helms, but each of the statues is different. As she
Any
strides
do I
in
recognise any of them?
and looks around and stops as you arrive
No,
with her.
seriously, do I recognise any of them as from the retinue of the ambassadress and her wife and all of that?
The answer to that is you do not.
Do any of them have that symbol of the ones that I'm not allowed to talk to?
The symbol of those ones you're...
The Marienburg.
Yeah, the sea one.
Oh, his,
Oh, the house.
that
Yes.
house. What was it?
That's something that's not coming up in the stream yet.
What was that house about?
And no, it doesn't. None of them show that particular household, and I'm going to leave that one off because I don't want to publicly state that one yet. But yes, no.
Well, that's completely.
As she stops as she comes in, there's been changes here already, and looks round, marches over towards the desk over there, and speaks to the woman with her spectacles there, who says, "Yes, I require to speak to the Burgermeister, please. He's expecting me." What is your name? Lady Trot of Trot's Marauders. Don't look at the appointment sheet, she says. Fetch him. Yes, my ladyship. And goes off.
Is there anyone else who could hear?
Anyone who's right close, but that's about it. But no one else close enough.
She's like this in private too.
She turns around and looks at you and says, "I'm midwife." Really? I'm in character. Please, you're making me laugh. And she centres herself. After about 5 minutes, top, down the stairs comes the same woman who says, he says that he's out for lunch. Does he? Out for lunch? He managed to say that, did he? She goes, I'll be going out to see him. And goes, just, I tried. And sits down. As she looks back to double check that you're all following.
Like a load of little ducklings.
Looking really serious now.
Well, you may well lean to Barry. Do you think there'll be lunch?
Oh, I hope so.
Up. It's evening, so highly unlikely. Lunch is just wrong.
Some sort.
Yeah, so it's not even the right time.
It's not the right time.
Yes.
As she goes up a long corridor, suits of armour standing up to either side of it. Lots of doors leading off. A red carpet on this upper layer. Each of the doors has got gilt paint around the edges and various legends laid across them to various individuals who clearly work out of these offices. She strides right past all these, goes through a door, pushes it. On the other side, a guard says, "Excuse me." She says, "You're excused," and walks straight past. Stomps down this particular corridor, walks up to the door, which opens just before she gets there, with a chap with a bald head, hair hanging down across the back, Hulk Hogan style, but longer, and resting on his shoulders with lovely little curls. Opens up and goes, "I wasn't running. I was just coming to fetch." "Of course you were." She says, "Oh, there's more of you." He looks out. What is it this time? You going to invite us in? Actually, I was going out for dinner. He says, "We were told lunch." He says, "What do you mean you were told lunch?" Your assistant, bless her, said that you told her that you were out for lunch. And he goes, "Yeah, well, I'll need to have words with her, won't I? All right, come in. I don't have very long. I don't need any of your nonsense." "Nonsense? I fixed all this elf problem for you. Now look, the statues everywhere." She says, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really want the statues, but apparently it becomes part of the deal. We couldn't exactly refuse them, so we put them up, didn't we?"
We all turn and look at them. I don't know why.
Impassive.
Yeah. Betty just draws herself up to a full and does the whole.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
As he moves behind a large green leather topped table, sits down, big swirly gilted chair behind him, big imperial cross behind his head. All right then, what is it you want? You don't need to be so formal, she says as she sits down. Everyone can have a little seat, can't they? Just bring the chairs over and scrape them in. Don't be rearranging my office. I'll rearrange whatever I want.
We ignore him and can start moving
She
further.
says, I will rearrange anything I want, thank you very much. This is my office. Yes, I know. Oh, what do you want? Why are you even here? Actually, we're here representing an undervalued class of this city. Oh, shit. He says, oh, shit. No, I actually don't need this. He says, it's been a hard enough bloody few days without this. What do you mean? Oh. What do you actually want? Well, she says, I have someone who is very concerned, an interested party. Look, I'm not going to give you anything unless there's something you can sort for me. Well, you know I can sort anything. Yeah, well, fair enough, yes. You did do very well when you were last here. I can't deny it, but look, there's nothing we can do about it. It is the way that it is. It is the way that it is. You intend to fix it? She shrugs. What's it to fix? Nothing. No, nothing. Everything's fine. So, delighted to meet you. I have a dinner to go to. She says, excuse me, but I'm not the only one here. I have interested parties who have some issues that they wish to bring to your feet. I hope there's going to be some scraping or something. I highly doubt it, she says, and then looks around. Ladies? He looks and looks at you.
This is where you...
And points over towards you, may one.
You can go full on ambassador.
And says, this one. And she says, uh-huh. And looks at the, let's say, the word tyke. Scamp. Doesn't seem inappropriate given her current garb. With a furrowed brow and a look of clear confusion upon his face, he turns to you, looks back at Greta, looks back at Greta, turns to you and says, yes?
Well, first of all, is it true? Has the law passed, or is sex work illegal in Kemperbad?
Looks at Greta. She shrugs. Looks back at you and says, there is a law that has passed the house.
And may I ask who brought it up?
Yes. Looks over at Greta. Greta shrugs. Looks back at you. And may I ask who you are to be so interested in such matters?
Of course.
Looks at Greta. Looks back at you. Looks at Greta. Greta's not giving him anything.
She's gonna lie.
Of course she is.
Might tell the truth, or am I gonna lie?
We will back you 100%.
Hi, Priestess of Renaud, straight from outdoors. Lovely to meet you.
Oh, oh, Greta! And she looks up at him and says, what? I told you, interested parties. Very interested parties. Aldorf! I know. But you know what we've just done! Yet here she is. What do you want?
Well, it seems to me that they are...
Is she legitimate? You have no idea. It's not an answer.
Please
yes, she's legitimate.
Please don't refer to Her Holiness in the third person. It's very rude.
All right, go. Make your petition.
Well,
I am hungry, though.
as I'm sure you're aware, they make a great deal of your tax contributions, or they did. And therefore I'd be interested to know what made the council change their mind.
Right. All right. Fair enough. Is that it? Says to Greta. She looks around and says, well, that's it for the High Priestess of Renald, I'm sure. Unless you have anything else you would like to add? Any other queries?
Well, of course, I would love to know what the repercussions of my towards my cult are if they were to continue their relationship with...
He just looks between you and Greta, as if to say, what the fuck is this?
And I also have a question. My family is in the service.
Goes bells. Oh, that's my bloody dinner date.
My family is in the service of the
Dong.
goddess you would know as Katja, and I wish to know what reparations will be made to the cat houses and the people.
There's only one.
And the people who work in this business. Will they be provided with alternative employment,
No.
housing, food, rent money?
No.
Then their children will starve? Is that your plan?
No, Greta, please. He says, don't tell me this one's going to say something as well.
I'm more about doing than saying.
I don't know what that means, Greta. And she says, trust me, you don't want to.
Betty glowers from her 6'7" height.
Would you like to talk about this, Greta? Well, that's why I'm here. Just you and me. Oh, no. Look, listen, darling, she says. You're going to tell us what's going on, or you're not. The question is, do you not want to tell us what's going on, being aware that I am responsible for quite a lot of your town's current defence? Look, it's not my idea. It's not. I was against this. It was actually brought up by... our council is a mixture of theocrats, wizards, and burgermeisters. I lead the council, voted in to place. Wizards supported this particular law in protest at being ousted from the city. On the last day, indeed, before they were removed from the council.
So it was spite.
And it's caused more problems than I would prefer. I do not recommend going out between the hours of 11 in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, where they have very carefully orchestrated protests. After that, the Sigmarites come from the temples and clear the streets. It's just a big mess. No other way to put it, it's a mess. They won by 7 votes. Can't believe they won by 7 votes. I voted against it. It is what it is. Right, it says, so can't you table another motion? Not for a year. A year, she says, an actual year. That's the nature of the way we deal with business. Any law that is passed cannot be changed for a year, and I'm the only one that can actually table it. I did not think it would pass. I put it forward as a favour to the High Priest. I do these favours to the High Priest about once a year. It's what I do. They always ask for something ridiculous. This year we would like to ban all beer. I mean, it never passes. It gets 3 votes from the 3 Sigmarites on the council. Sometimes only 1 vote from the 3 Sigmarites on the council. The High Priest is very disappointed with everyone.
Except you.
Offers some prayers. I glow because obviously I've done some good news for everybody, and then we pass on, and then we're done, and then that is it. God, I hope the cult of Ronaldo's not actually interested in this, Greta. He says, bouncing between you. I hope this is just some sort of alternative pressure that you're attempting to place. Nothing to do with me, and yes, she is a representative of the cult of Ronald. Oh, shit. I have got enough problems on my plate. I didn't get your name.
Reik.
Right. Well, High Priestess Reik says, there is almost nothing I can do about it. We can create alternative laws, but there is the wording that we have, and
What is the wording? May I see it?
yeah, it's a classic piece of Sigmarite law. It's come directly from the Temple of the Word.
Right.
You're not going to break this one. Do you have any experience with law?
No.
There's no point looking at it. How's your classical?
No.
How's your ancient Oberrigan?
Ancient Oberrigan? No.
Yes,
Right,
well,
it's one of those. I've got it. But it outlaws the cat houses as well as... So
it outlaws all forms of prostitution. If we had to discuss it in its simplest terms. Yes.
Right.
Or rather drives it underground.
Well, that's the same thing.
Yes. Outlaw.
Greta says, no, actually, it's not. It doesn't outlaw it. It's very much within the law. It makes it illegal. Oh, for goodness sake. No, it's an important distinction of law. If it were outlawed, then anyone would be able to just kill them. Oh, you're right. The prostitutes are not outlawed. I understand what you're saying.
You're...
And she nods. It's a very important distinction. If someone's outlawed, then the law does not apply to them anymore. And you can do whatever you want to them, and there will be no repercussion.
I did not know that.
It is why it is always wise not to become an outlaw. She says. Everyone looks uncomfortable.
The Burgermeister.
Quite. As the Burgermeister says, so there's little I can do. What if we could somehow unpick it? There's no way to unpick it. It's been voted through the House.
Is there any way to make it an illegal vote?
No, once it's through, it's through. It's been ratified by the Cult of Verena.
Does it apply to all of Kemperbad? Even the elves?
The entire Freiburgie.
Oh.
The Freiburgie, she says, look, don't get on about the ridiculous name changes that we've had here. The Freiburgie, she says, please tell me that's not an official term. It doesn't even make sense. Look, that wasn't my idea. It was the previous Burgermeister. Famously, he was somewhat drunk at the time, and it was an actual mistake in the writing, and it's now the Freiburgie. You are actually joking me, aren't you? No. We had to spend over 7,000 crowns changing all of the stonework. It says all of our documents, and indeed all of our representations to the other courts in the Empire. The Freiburgie! Shrugs. It's not my problem. Why haven't you changed it?
Could you have just waited a year?
He says, do you understand it will cost another 7,000 to... and probably more now, because that was about a generation ago. We're not paying that. We've got to keep it as the Freiburgie, thank you very much. How come I didn't know about this? It's because we don't normally talk about it out loud. You've just caught me out of sorts. Right, so there's nothing you can do about this, fine ladies, and thank you for storming into my office. I don't believe there's nothing you can do about... No! I have a dinner appointment that probably left already. How's it going with the elves? Nothing to do with you. Really? No. 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 It's happened. It's done. There's nothing that can be done. There's nothing that can be done about it. That's it. I have an alternative. What? What's your alternative? Rename it? What do you mean, rename it? I don't know. There must be a method you could pass a new law, creating a new service. Rebrand it. Make it something else. Dedications to Katya. I'm sure their particular temple is absolutely appalled at this particular...
I would suggest they should receive a religious exemption. There must be something in law.
No.
Why?
It's already written into law that there are no exemptions.
But it does not make devotion to a god illegal.
Yes.
Katya has been...
It's been effectively. They're still very open to give donations, maintain their temple, do whatever they wish with it, but there are to be no paid-for acts, so to speak. It's very clear, I presume. I read as much as I could about it. The lawyer, he came in, he explained it all to me. It's very, very categorical.
So what are you going to do when the bodies start piling up?
Deal with it. You're speaking about things that we're fully aware is going to occur.
It's not very pragmatic.
It's the way it is. The law's passed. There's nothing else that can be done.
I think we should be proactive in this matter.
What does that mean?
Best not worry your pretty little head about it. The less you know, the better.
He looks at Greta. Greta shrugs. Oh, for goodness sake, Greta! Who are these people? Oh, you really don't want to know. What do you mean I don't want? I just asked. Do you think I ask about things that I don't want to know?
Is the word prostitution that is used?
No, it's an Umberrigan.
What does the Umberrigan word? Do you know the translation?
I don't. I'm not a lawyer.
I think we should find that out. There could be something in this. Prostitution has a very specific meaning that does not cover certain activities.
As far as I'm aware, there are a total of something like 42 pages about forbidden acts.
Right.
And
Definitely smells Sigma.
the bill itself it's over 100 pages long, and I don't think they were preparing for it per se. It was just the one that they sent, and they just changed the the name at the top from wherever to the Freiburgie of Kemperbad.
I understand.
Freiburgie. Says Greta. She shakes her head. Nobody actually calls it that, Greta. We all call it the Freiburg. It's just, you're the one that brought it up. That's because I have to when we're doing official business in the hall.
How quickly can a name change happen
What do you mean?
from Freiburgie?
I'm not even sure what you mean by that question, as in...
I don't think that would work.
Well, if it's illegal in the Freiburgie,
Yes, the way that law works is that it is consecutive. If we change the name, all laws that were there before would continue to apply to whatever the newly named place. This is not something you can trick your way out of. The law is the law.
We'll see.
and yet so many people do.
As Greta nods, you tend to find that the law is nothing more than words. And words can be reinterpreted and interpreted in different ways. This is not my strong point, though.
Maybe we should speak to the Catchins.
Or the
Why are you even bothered? I think she made it quite clear. This is, as far as she's concerned, sacerdotal business.
Yes.
So just here making a representation? Yes. Oh, well, then perhaps you should speak to the Priestess of Culture then. Looks over at you. Are you interested? Then yes.
And perhaps we could get the name of that lawyer or something.
He
They're
says,
still around.
our lawyer will cost you.
Wow.
He's not cheap. He doesn't just talk to anyone.
Has he met us?
Doesn't matter if he's
Free.
he doesn't talk unless he's paid for. It's as simple as that. He pays for pretty much everything by the bloody hour. He's an absolute...
Lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah. It cost us 42 crowns just to confirm that this law was applicable to Kemperbad. 42 crowns. If you have the money, then you are very welcome to visit him.
The Varenans will be able to give us a translation of the word.
You'd be better going to the Sigmarites. It's their laws. It's not Varenan law. For them, it's a matter of translation and trying to understand. They won't know what's going on.
Right.
Are you done, Greta? She says, why don't you go have your dinner? Oh, about bloody time. Damn you, woman. She says, too late. He stomps. You can see yourselves out. Bangs the door behind him. Bum, 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 bum,
Has he got any cool stationery? Stationery!
As Greta says, please don't.
Yeah, no stealing, everyone.
Please don't. That would ruin my relationship with him.
I understand. No free stuff.
Right. Well, this is a bit of a quandary,
It
really,
is
isn't
a
it?
quandary.
Oh,
The wizards. Yeah, I did not see that coming.
spiteful. But I guess they don't have to deal with repercussions because they were leaving town anyway. Typical.
They probably threatened it. And then just saw it through. It was a threat
Yes.
that they will have offered.
And they had to see it through.
And then when they were turfed out, as the vote passed, they went, well,
That's what you get.
that's what you get.
Is there something in the law about having to be of sound mind to vote for something?
I don't think, I don't know. I don't know
I
how
think
Kemperbad
we
does
should-
its business.
I think we need to speak with the Priestess of Katya and see what her thinking is about how her cult stands. She will be more aware of the various nuances in law that apply to her cult and the broader business.
It's actually quite awful.
It
Damned
is
wizards.
awful. I
Damned
will-
wizards.
Pardon?
Damned wizards.
I know, and you know what?
Supporting Sigmarite business as well.
Exactly.
It's just, there's a
It's
on the
like
door.
cats and dogs.
As Greta says, yes, come in. The secretary from the front comes in and says, I've been asked to give you the details for the Priestess of Katya. Pops it on the table. Is this your office now, Lady Trot? She says, for the moment. Right. Curtsies. And then backs out. So Greta laughs.
If I die, I'm coming back as Greta.
Right, so that was funny. So we've got an address. Is this our best port of call if we're pursuing this, or would we be better trying to find out the finer points of the actual law itself and how it was put in place? If it's in ancient Berrigan, I wouldn't even know to start with that.
Chances are the priestess will understand the ramifications and the extent of the issue.
She might actually have access to a lawyer that she's spoken to already.
That is what I'm thinking. I mean, they detailed 42 pages, so I doubt there's anything in the wording, but there are various loopholes that other people use. You don't take payment immediately, which means it does cost more because you need to employ people to get the money. In some towns, it is illegal if it is people you don't know that provide you with it, but if it's someone you know and is a friend of yours, then it is legal. So they set up friendship groups, so they are friends before there's many ways around these laws.
Or they give it away for free if you buy something.
Exactly. Many towns grapple with this, but they don't usually grapple with it overnight.
Given that this is a piece of law that has been established at the Monastery of the Holy Word for some time, I'm going to think that they've already added on all the subclauses
Which is
for
why
all of
there's
the
42
various
pages.
matters that have popped up across the Reichland. So they will have probably addressed all of the obvious routes around it. So, for example, you can't spend coin for something else to get something else. It can't be in this environment. The only people you are, in fact, it might horrifically even outlaw adultery or something ridiculous like that.
Maybe
I
we
wish-
should just marry all the adults in Kemperbad to each other, and then it's all
Marital.
I quite like that idea.
That's genius.
You may.
There
You're
are
devious and I
cults
like it.
that do group marriages. I'm in one, in a way. Wedlock.
What aren't you involved in? I mean, every time we have a conversation, another partner pops up. How do you keep track?
I have a journal.
I thought there must be a map of some sort.
You're such a whore.
Wasn't that how we got into this situation in the first place? That conversation.
She takes a drink of his
You'll be
brandy.
saving my hammock.
Anyone else want some brandy? She sort of
Is
passed-
it the plum again?
It's
we
plum
had
brandy.
plum last time, and it was very expensive.
It's
good.
really
It's
very good.
disgusting.
It's a fine example of plum brandy if you like such things.
Just checking my chest doesn't have hairs.
It's horrendous.
disgusting.
So disgusting.
That is actually not a bad idea.
She pulls on a tug that's sitting off towards the side. A tug? A long hanging golden
Pool.
rope. A pool. And says, yes, I think that that could be one way of tackling it. I like it. It would depend upon the nature of the law itself, but I imagine there would be a lot of dissatisfaction across the city. There would need to be a special, perhaps an event where the Freiburg, yeah, no one could ever call it that, where Freiburg is brought together under a harmonious religious event, which also happened to, by law, allow everyone to have a certain state of affairs.
Be considered in matrimony.
For the purposes of paying for sex.
And the exchange of matrimonial gifts.
Exactly.
I like that. That's good wording.
Maybe
Social engineering of Freiburg without any real responsibility or.
And then we hop on our barge.
I'm writing that one down.
Rather like this, the door. Yes, come in. As she gets up, walks round, sits in the chair, looks over. As she comes in and goes, Lady Trot says, yes. Could you please summon the High Priestess of Catcher, please?
Do you have any biscuits?
Well, do you? Yeah. And off she goes.
Thank you. I'm hungry. I've not had breakfast. I've just woken up.
She smiles. Everybody laughs. Brandy?
So the first drinking game, no, maybe that should be the third. We're definitely going to play my favourite drinking game. It's called Two Truths and a Lie.
Oh, God. Your favourite one. It's such a simple, boring one that children play. Sorry, you love it.
I love it.
No, you love it. You love it. She says, well, if I'm playing a stupid drinking game in the Burgermeister's office, she says, I'm necking this first.
Well, you might need to neck it if we guess right.
Oh, I'm going to be drunk.
Maybe not
yet.
Maybe not until we've talked to the priest of Katia. That's going to be dead awkward otherwise.
Priestess of
I
Catcher.
always talk to
never met
priestesses of Catcher
You
when I'm
haven't?
drunk.
No.
Have you ever spoken to a priestess of Catcher when you weren't drunk? I have not.
I don't think I have, actually.
We have not.
This might be a religion I can get behind.
It's certainly a unique one. It's caused us some problems and benefits in the past. All right. So, is there anything else that we can think of that could help
any
resolve this
other
ridiculous situation?
peculiar-
Do you think there would be any local Ranaldons, for example, that might have any sway in this matter?
I mean, if they're doing their job properly, yes.
Or do you think they'd be just happy taking it underground?
Well, that's what I think some of the short-sighted ones will be doing. Will just be
Capitalizing.
capitalizing.
And taking the tax themselves?
Yes.
Which
That's what I would do if I was there.
organising it to continue to protect them makes sense, and it's probably better the devil we know. But it's not ideal, is it?
We can make sure if everything else doesn't work out, I can try and make sure that they are looked after and that they're not being taken advantage of, and that
Good.
they're
Next step.
Fairly paid.
I imagine there's going to be some representative, which you're probably only going to be able to find if you go out and look for them. It's quite likely that someone in the hall is aware of them, though, and they're going to look to avoid speaking to them directly, but they'll have spies. They always have spies. So that means it's very likely a spy's heading this way already, because they'll have heard that you just outed yourself for what you apparently are, which means we might not need to do anything. We might not need to do anything.
And what of... Oh,
And what of what?
I've forgotten.
Oh, well, I mean, your memory is
That's never
absolutely
happened
terrible.
before.
Yes, it has. It happens all the time, particularly when you start drinking.
You and Plum Brandy do not get on. It'll come back.
Oh, if it's legal, will they have a guild?
A guild? No.
No?
No.
That seems
No.
a flaw. If they'd had a guild,
No,
they might have had representation.
It's against Reiklander law.
I see.
They're not allowed to form guilds.
Even though this is a free city.
Pardon? It's still Reiklander law, overall Reikland. And I believe the law of Kemperbad follows the law of Reikland, but has absolute freedom beyond that.
Well, I
Truth be
feel
told, it's the same for all the duchies
feel
and
that in
counties.
this
My father
matter-
can do whatever he wants in Tame.
in a year's time, they should bring a law that not only re-legalizes this business, but establishes a guild for their protection.
No, that would be illegal. I think you've just completely missed my point.
No, I didn't. I just think they should go against Reichland law.
They can't.
So Reichland
That
law
would break
doesn't
their
forbid...
charter, and if they break their charter, then
They
that
would
will
want to do
almost
that,
certainly
wouldn't
be war. Yes, their charter says that they have to follow Reiklander law. And I'm sure at some point, someone will try to force the Reichland Diet to pass a law that would weaken Kemperbad, but I find it very unlikely.
So isn't prostitution illegal in Reichland law then?
No.
No, just in local...
No. Prostitution is not illegal. It's just illegal to form a guild.
Oh, right.
But they could all come
No,
together under the aegis of Katya. Couldn't they?
I mean, I don't think Katya would. It's just not how she
It's
does.
not
That would be
how-
somewhat similar. That would be somewhat similar to saying that all of Shalia could go to war to look after the soldiers, but they don't because it goes against
not what
what
they
they
do.
are. It's considered. It's not just that it's sacrilegious. It's just against who they are. And the Katyans are very much about freedom of expression and individual liberty. They do not enforce anything on anyone, or indeed gather anyone to anyone. They just offer services, so to speak. I'd be better speaking to them to find out. There's a tap, tap, tap on the door. Yes, she calls. Spread of biscuits. She's laid down,
Excellent.
and she goes, Burgermeister, I mean, Lady Trot. Makes her way out.
Brilliant. I don't have to share
Will
them
you
with a
stop
dog.
looking so incredulous every time someone comes in? It really doesn't help. I'll call you Al if you
One
do.
can tell.
What? How incredulous you look? Yes,
I've
they
got
can.
the feels on.
All right, your eyebrows are waggling.
Yes, even we can tell.
All right.
You're a little better.
Oh, well, I don't care.
I do because
You're supposed to
it
look
weakens.
tough and
It
bland.
weakens the
Okay.
position that we have. You see.
I will
I'll do the thing.
I'll put on my
Greta.
game face.
Thank you. Right. So,
Where are we?
So the Katyans, I don't think will be a resolution to this, but they might be able to provide us with additional information.
Yes.
I can't say that I expected to arrive in Kemperbad and try to resolve their prostitution issues, but I'm rather amused that we're here. The Rattledons will be potentially a route for afterwards, where we attempt to resolve the situation so that everyone can safely be looked after and taxed efficiently, and that taxation will in turn bring a certain level of safety. That doesn't resolve the problem that we face just now, though. We don't have access to a lawyer. We might get one through Katya. Is there anything else that we can do while we're waiting for her to arrive?
Think of other random ideas.
Other than
Like
biscuits.
the matrimony one. I like that.
I like that. Good. And she gets biscuits.
We buy some land and a village.
We don't have enough money.
Well, eventually. Who knows what we might come up with. Then we buy more barges. And we float them. We talked about pleasure
We
barges.
did. We did.
A fleet of pleasure
I
barges.
missed
on
this
the river.
conversation.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, you were there. Remember, if you said if I want to turn the hold into a...
Oh, I caught that conversation. I didn't hear a fleet of pleasure barge conversation.
Seriously.
I'm just
No, but
expanding.
we might not be able to do it, but
Other
that
people.
might be a solution for some of them.
If they're on the river, are they?
to take
It's going to be too far out.
because it's such a faff. to
It's a
get out
very.
there.
It would be 30 miles downriver or upriver,
That is a faff.
and I mean,
Who's going to want to do that?
it's a long.
Desperate men.
Yeah, but it's
and
going to take a
women.
long time
Yes.
to go out and a long time to come back. I can't
And
see
then
it
you'll
being.
be in other land anyway.
I think the desperate men, desperate women would just go to another duchy if they were that desperate.
Or just
There'd be
pay
barge.
someone
There
illegal.
would be barge trips that would take them out, drop them off, pick them up in the morning, pull them back to
I'll
Kemperbad.
call that Plan B.
The pleasure cruises.
Exactly.
How far deep do we have to dig for it?
I mean, I don't know. I think legally everything down is owned by the local lord. Everything. So legally,
What about up? Balloons.
that's
That
an
was
interesting
Brandy
question.
speaking.
You know, I don't know if that's been answered, and we'd have to go to Altdorf to find out.
Well, in the meantime, let's buy some balloons.
This is ridiculous.
You could get very airsick.
Well, you proposed it, so you're first.
What? To go up in a balloon?
No?
Oh, right. Oh, no, but then I'll need to... I haven't made up my lie.
You're first.
Don't put me on the spot, Greta.
I've just put you on the spot. Now, I'm going to make one up as well. I know. I'm going to raid the parchment. Let's get some quills.
See, what do we need at stake?
As she opens up, probably a lot of bribable things in there, but no. Here we go. No, that's used. It would be unwise to clean the sink off, wouldn't it?
All right.
Draw. This one's locked.
I could ask for some
Anyone pick
paper.
locks? I know you can. Come on. Go, pick. I imagine he's got paper in here.
What?
Oh. 66.
You
Good,
really,
bad?
you've done really well, wrong, well, bad, good, bad.
Can I take my time?
Of course you can take your time. There's no actual pressure here.
Well, my skill is 65.
So, crit, roll again, please. Total number of successes.
37.
So that's 3, so that's 9. Do you have any talents on?
No.
You have not yet picked it. You have, however, critted it, which means that the trap that's inside it does not go off. You need one more success to get it undone.
What are you getting me into, Greta?
Well, you're like,
65.
Whoa, on skill! Nice! As you're in, and click, it opens up. This is clearly where he keeps all his snacks. There's mouse traps laying down the side.
Snacks!
As she goes, oh, this is useless. This is just his sausages. Anyone want to eat his sausage? Takes out a large dried sausage and wobbles it.
It would be on theme.
Yes!
Right, so let's eat the Burgermeister sausage. This sounds like a drinking game. Jesus. Oh, right. Oh, I need to write down. She says 2 facts and a lie. Right. Right. And I think I'm already done.
Wow, Greta.
I played this a lot. I play with soldiers. They're not imaginative.
Rude.
Well, let's see. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Something completely unbelievable.
Yeah. Well. Good point. No, I'm going to do that one. Matthew, you're first. You ready?
No, I've only got one.
Oh my goodness. Birdie's finding this hard. Look at Birdie's face. I don't like talking about the truth about myself. It doesn't need to be particularly expansive. Some of the soldiers used to say silly things like, I've got a birthmark, or my first scar came from here. Relatively simple things. There was always a certain class of soldier who'd always say something like, my horn is so many long, because they couldn't help themselves. And it was generally always some sort of ridiculous boast that made everybody else laugh. And it was only said because I happened to be there and they wanted to just see how I reacted. You know the sort of people. Maybe that should be my lie. My horn? I think it would stand out, wouldn't it? Are you ready, Alan Wife?
Stop it.
No, the pressure's on you.
This was your idea.
Your idea. You're forcing us to do this
You got us into
hellish thing.
Yes.
Well, everyone's taking so long, perhaps I'll go first.
Go on then. You go first. You've got yours at least. You don't need to wait for me to write all mine down.
In the hopes that the priest of Katia gets here before I have to go.
I hope that doesn't occur. Right, so, what will we start with? It's always a tough one. Do you start with a lie or do you not start with a lie? She says, all right, so, When I first met the Emperor, she says, I was taken aside by the Chancellor and asked if I would like to entertain his son. I asked directly. Do you mean sexual relations? The poor Chancellor was beside himself with horror because he had to say yes. That's number one. Number two. When I was once touring across Estalia, I encountered a dragon. Hey, I didn't. But we encountered a dragon, that would be better. And we hid in a cave for 7 months as we waited for this dragon, which was from tip to tail, maybe as much as 100 paces. Because the general, as it turned out, that I was stationed with, we were making our way to Bilbali, was terrified of snakes. And I kid you not, he wouldn't go out, and he refused to let his men go out, and I couldn't order his men because he was terrified, not because of the dragon, it's because the dragon reminded him of a snake. Lastly, I know that one sounds ridiculous, but there's so many different things I could choose for this one, but I'm going to go for the first time that I traded with the elves. I was offered 700 beastmen in exchange for an elf.
I mean, it does sound like a very elf thing to do, to be like, we're worth 700 other creatures.
It doesn't seem like that many.
700 beastmen for an elf. The elf was obviously, we owned the elf,
I think that's a
so
lie.
to speak, and the 700 beastmen were offered
Maybe
in
they
return.
didn't.
Oh, maybe it's like the lie is the number of
Exactly.
people.
I think it's a lie. I think
Oh.
the third one's a lie.
So you think that not the dragon,
Not the dragon. No,
not-
that sounds true.
not
I think that's true.
not Crown Prince
That
Leopold
sounds
as he
true.
was at the
That
time. He's no
sounds-
longer Crown Prince Leopold. It is worth saying he is now. He's now Crown Prince Leopold of Altdorf, not Crown Prince Leopold of Reichland, or I'm not even sure which particular title he has anymore.
Is he the one that's a mage now?
I really hope not.
I
No,
lost
no,
track. Everybody's
different
got
one.
the same name.
That one is the brother, the elder brother of the emperor.
See what I mean? It's confusing. This is why I like ratting and barges.
Right, so are we all going for the third one? Nope.
Oh,
That's true. We were offered 700 beastmen for a single elf. The trade was not made. What use would be those 700 beastmen to us? But they had that in their trading vessel.
interesting.
Just casually.
Yeah, you are very aware of what that almost certainly means, that she has traded with dark elves. The Druki. Or at least her family has.
It is the trot.
Yeah, it is the Trots. So, two other choices. What's your last two going to be? Which one?
What? No, now you just tell us.
Oh, well, no, you make a guess between them. It's much more fun.
What was the first one? The low one.
You all have to take a drink, by the way, because you got it wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Greta, that's not what you're supposed to do.
You asked, and she goes, I don't care. Consumer alcohol tests. Greta's fine. You may small.
Are we chill?
yeah, we're chill. We're taking our time.
4 successes and a crit.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'm
Just 4 successes.
And if I don't succeed on this one,
No, you
it
just
doesn't
you just add the tens number.
Oh,
to two.
so that's another 5.
So that's 9 successes.
9
Sweet.
successes.
Yeah, you don't need to do the next roll that you need to take as well. Take that as a crit. It's a nice easy one. Well done.
I knew I'd find
And it's also brandy, so you need at least 2 successes on your consume alcohol roll, not to get a bit tipsy off it too, because it's pretty strong stuff.
Yeah, I got 4. So
Yeah, you're fine. And did you pass over there?
Yeah.
You need 5 successes because the brandy does not get on with your
I got
physiology.
5.
Well, so you're fine.
So I'm good.
Just.
Well, the sausage helped.
Drunk Aluminowake is awful.
Right, so what are we going to do for the last one? Obviously, you don't need to take a drink if you don't get it right this time, but just the last two, which one do you think is most likely?
I'm gonna say the first one just because you're trying to trick us.
The Empress.
Yeah, I just
son?
don't think it was 7 months. I don't believe a trot would be stuck in a cave for 7 months. It would be embarrassing.
I
for
was
you.
the well, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, it really, really would. The sort of thing that your sister wouldn't let you
that would be so
ever forget. Snakes. What do you think?
No, it's the first one, isn't it? It's loopholes.
I'd like to think the dragon one's true because it's ridiculous.
So the dragon one was the lie. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was only 3 months.
Still embarrassing.
That's still pretty cool.
But it was
Don't need to
3
drink. Don't need to drink.
3 months, and he wouldn't move. And I was bellowing at him at one point because I had an appointment with my father in the fortress by Bilbali, and I had to get there in time. But he wasn't having it because he just kept on looking out, and all he could see was a giant flying snake.
Maybe when they come to get your son tested, we could just tell them that there's a snake and therefore you can't make it.
Yeah, sadly he is now dead.
Oh, did your father come?
No.
Did he get eaten by the dragon?
No.
Did he get bitten by a snake?
No.
2 snakes.
You're close in terms of the general tone. He got sold to the elves by my father.
It's awful.
I will admit that when I heard what happened to him, I was both delighted and horrified. Delighted because he caused me a lot of trouble, but actually horrified. I dreamt about the horrible things that might have occurred to him for some time.
The Druki are not kind to this. Some of my family are on that side of the civil issues.
Well, that's a complicated, appropriate family holiday.
Yes, I was going to say Christmas equivalent.
I knew it's why I brought it up. I thought it would make a nice one. So you're next.
All right. I flew once on a Pegasus and dropped a bomb on a besieging army when my wife's company went to war with the Elector Count of Nuln over
So complicated.
It's so specific.
sex game.
And then suddenly the bombs really dropped.
Yes, it seems more real now she's added that bit on.
Before that, I was like, no. Oh, because of a sex game, of course, definitely.
I once got my great-nephew to pretend to be me so I could escape from the clutches of my sister's followers, subjects, but that meant he couldn't marry my sister, which was what she had planned for him.
Oh,
His grandmother.
But not to question it, but the whole boy-girl thing?
What do you mean?
Boy-girl thing? Nephew? You?
Why are you questioning the truth and the lie? You have to make the decision. The judgment is on you.
You tell me off. Right, carry on.
And lastly, I own a demograph that was selected for me before it was born, when it was an egg, and I watched it hatch.
I know one of these.
It was a disgusting creature.
I know one of these. So I'm going to let you choose first, because I know one of them.
the only time that Birdie has heard of Pegasuses, is when she was talking to Rickard Gwelner, because he talked about that. Did they come across as particularly rare?
You don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's beyond your realm of knowledge.
I live mostly in tunnels.
Yeah.
I'm a rat catcher.
Do you want me to go through them again?
No, I'm just debating.
I'm gonna go with the first one because when people lie, they give more details than are necessary.
Oh, that is a good one. See? I like that.
I'm
with you. It's because I like Ranaldon's insights into lies.
I'm going to go with the third one.
I'm going with the first one.
Because most babies are cute, regardless of their breed or
Will I tell you which one I knew? The third one, demograph. Oh, they're ugly creatures.
Oh,
They are ugly, ugly, wizened little
they're
feather
disgusting.
fluffy little things with no wrinkles of flesh, and at the back paws, the fur's not properly grown in yet. They just look. You look at them, and you're like, how could this ever turn into the majestic creature that is a demigryph?
I said thank you so much. I did actually.
So which one was
It's called
it?
Sunspear.
Well, the
My
demigryph.
demigryph.
Yes, I know. I've ridden it.
Oh.
My father rides it, but I've ridden it.
Is that where you got it as a gift?
Yes, he gave it to me.
One of her many partners.
So,
Maybe we should do this too because she gets all these gifts.
You know, strictly
I've been
speaking,
giving it
because
away for free.
Just so we're aware here, because she married my father's house to her house, so to speak, that includes me. So I'm sort of married to her too.
So you're chattel.
Yeah, assuming that you know,
there is
whole
a
marriage
union
still
between our
stands.
houses.
It's not chattel. It's just we are married. Assuming that that's still
Much like the
in place.
marriage that Yume was proposing, this is a kind of marriage that can have more than one party.
Was that her pickup line?
Actually. Actually, so did we get it right?
You got it right. Obviously, you got it wrong.
So
The
you got
lie-
a drink.
Oh no! Wait, no. You were picking the truth. You thought that Pegasus was the.
I didn't need to
demigryph
drink,
was
did I?
true.
I did it anyway.
And you thought the
Demigryph was
Oh, I failed my
The
first
demigryph-
test. I'm not re-rolling it.
the demigryph was true.
Yeah.
The great nephew is true. He did pretend to be
I
me.
believed that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did not fly on that Pegasus. I simply instructed the flight who dropped that bomb on the Electric House Army.
Was it part of a sex game though?
No, not by then. But she did go to war because of a sex game.
Is that why it started? A sex game?
Yes.
The company went to war with the Elector Count of Nome because of a sex
Well, the
game?
Elector Count of Nuln went to war with us because he was a childish little shit. But yes.
It's all coming out
It
now.
really is. I don't think my father knows this.
No, I would imagine she has never told him of that period of our lives.
I'm actually stunned. I mean, they lost over 10,000 soldiers in that war.
No, they lost over 14,000 men in one day in that war.
Really? That's not how it was spun to me.
I was there. It was my fault.
Wow.
That's total melancholy.
You don't need to drink. You I drink and Birdie drinks.
I passed my third. I passed that test. I'm fine.
Oh, do I still need 5, 6?
Yeah, you need 5 successes when you're drinking your brandy.
No.
She's failed one so far. You fail as many as your toughness bonus, and you're really getting quite tipsy. So you've got quite a bit.
Oh, okay, right.
So you
right,
failed
yeah.
one so far. So you're a bit drunk, but it's not
Okay,
going to make any
okay.
real difference. You got a little bit of Marienburger courage going on.
I told you the story of the Elector Count, the father of the current Elector Countess, at some point.
Definitely.
It sounds. I mean, it starts with the sex game, so it's going to start well. Although he's apparently a very horrible person.
He was just a man used to getting his own way, and when he did
There's a
not
lot
get
of
his
men
own
about.
way, he went to war.
Oh, wow.
And he was besieged by many people to stop that war. And by the time we were besieged, they had sent a knife man, an assassin from the colleges, not to kill any of them, but to kill us, because they couldn't stop him going to war with us.
That's one hell of a tantrum.
Yes.
It just doesn't seem out of sorts for the nobility of the Empire, though. It's exactly the sort of thing that they
But
do.
he kept on with that war after he lost 14,000 men in one day. He was thoroughly beaten.
They were mostly mercenaries, as I recall. Yeah,
They were.
yeah. So no great loss as the Empire sees it. Who's next? Who got it wrong last time?
I know.
You're next!
Clearly, I'm not good at reading people. So here are my 3. They're slightly
I'm
less
excited.
highfalutin than yours, given that I am but a humble rat catcher turned bargee. But I did once kill 100 6-foot rats under Middenheim.
Oh, in a day?
Just me and Meat Pie.
That's a good start. That's low for looting.
That's a tall tale. Just like the rats.
Indeed. Meat Pie once ate an entire lamb in one sitting.
I hope that's true.
Copy?
Not Gobby. It wasn't Gobby, was it?
I can't.
Oh, she can't
say.
answer any questions.
Promise.
She's good.
She's good.
And I once spent a night with a very famous general, and he was lousy in bed.
That's the lie.
I want to know if that's the. I want to know if that's.
No, that's not the
general.
lie.
I want to know who it is. I've met many of them.
I just don't
I
know.
really hope. I want that to be the truth, and I want you to tell me who it was because that would be amazing. So I want the dog to be wrong. Eating the entire lamb, although I could see it happening.
But 100 6-foot rats.
That is a lot, isn't it?
It is
And it's a
lot.
very precise number.
We should probably count it.
Well, I mean, because you get paid per.
Of course, so it would be recorded. Now that's a good point. I was about to say no, it's that one, but I'm going back to.
I think.
I'm definitely going back. No, I've decided. I'll take a
did
drink
you
to make
decide?
sure.
I think. Oh, you're good, birdie. You give nothing away.
Poker face.
I passed.
Lousy in bed. That checks out for most generals I've known.
I refuse to accept that's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems true.
So which one is the lie?
The lamb.
Yeah.
2 for the lamb.
Yeah, I think Meat Pie as well. He's a great dog. He's quite
Can
small.
he eat more than his own size in a single sitting?
Well,
I mean,
I have
does it go
seen
in
him
one end and out the other before he's finished?
I have seen him eat. He can package
He is
away.
quite voracious.
So, is everybody
I think
voted?
No, I think it's the rats. And she's played down the number. It's actually more. I'm going with that one.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
the lie.
Which one is it?
You're right. It was 300.
It was not! Who was the general?
General Dabernick.
Oh, you are joking me.
Cheers.
Dabernick.
Oh, no, I don't need to drink.
Terrible. Terrible in
Dabernick.
bed.
Really?
Just after I was arrested for murder in Reik, but hey, we'll just gloss over
I
that.
feel like I might have cheated, and you've told me that before.
I have told that story before. I was looking to see if anybody remembered.
I
had
was
no
fairly-
idea.
I think
Dabernick.
that's why I thought it was more, because you told it differently.
It was 300.
Yes.
originally.
I did recognize the height of the rats. I just
Yes.
couldn't remember.
Yeah, he's a bit of a petty little man.
Oh, yes, we've
Dabernick.
heard.
Well, he's a petty little man in lots of
Apparently.
other ways as well.
Yes, we've heard he's very petty. He thinks Reik is his, and he's all big, and the Emperor sent me here. And actually, the real person in charge is, what's her name again?
Oh,
Nacht, your friend.
yeah.
Nacht?
Emmanuel Nacht.
Nacht.
Her
No,
father
don't
was
know.
an ambassador.
Gregor Nacht.
Yeah, to Cathay.
Sylvanian.
You may and Birdie share a glance at this point, but don't say anything.
The Sylvanian.
I don't know if there's a thing. I
Gregor
just
Nacht.
know that she...
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was... Yes. And then we all
Very
share a
sad.
glance.
His mother, I think, Avalanda. Her mother, pardon me.
No.
He's. I'm quite convinced he's a Sylvanian.
But you've known her for years. You met her...
She
When you
showed
were
me
young.
around Cathay when I was small.
That's actually really,
She gave me quite a lecture in Reik.
really. You don't seem happy about it.
Did you have it coming, buddy?
And the way you're smiling says yes.
Well, I helped murder a company of Altdorf soldiers, and
Oh my God.
she seemed very
Well,
upset about that.
That's
so-
exactly what my brother's currently doing, so I can't really say anything against that.
Well, we kind of made it look like it was him.
Maybe my brother didn't do it. I mean,
Maybe that's why Lucia had to leave.
he came into Castle Jungfreud, and was livid, extremely angry. He went to speak to the Duke, and he came by me, but he's never liked me, and I've not seen him so angry. that would give him a reason to be angry. Someone taking credit for his work makes him angry, but someone claiming to be him and doing shoddy work, as he would see it.
We did a very good job, I think you'll find.
Or even worse in this case, your father has been very careful not to kill Altdorf troops.
Yes, well, of course
So
he
he can
has.
take the other side if needs be.
Yes. Oh, so that grounded him. Yeah, you might be right, actually.
And Absalom will not have wanted to be on the receiving end of your father's wrath.
Well, if anyone asks, it was a bunch of rabid Ulricans.
No, if anyone asks, it was Absalom.
Yeah. Do with it as you will.
Cheers to that!
He is a monster.
He is a monster.
He tried to kill my wife.
Oh, well, I don't feel so bad about it now, then.
Yes.
He, you know, I'll just do a quick interrupt with 2 facts and a lie about him.
Oh, all right. I really need to...
What?
My wife goes under the table.
Alamenowith has got, she's going to miss out.
Wow.
He says
Well.
she's just going to have to miss out. So, I'm going to wait till she's gone. Out the back door. Out away with you. Right, so, fact number 1. Or choice of fact or lie. When he was still the Baron of Tame, my elder sister was so convinced that she should be the Baroness that she had him captured, thrown into the gobhound pens, and kept there for a year until he was fully broken and admitted and demanded, nay, begged to no longer be heir. That's number 1. Number 2. He was forced to marry another woman who is the lover of my sister, and he has a child with her. Him, her. Yeah, has a child with her. He has only ever met his wife 4 times, each time under the very careful whip guidance of my sister, Shalry. And number 3, at the age of 6, he killed his first demigryph. That was at least, I think, about 6.5 foot at the shoulder with his bare hands.
Well, he's quite the catch.
So, which one of these do you think? More alcohol.
Just found it.
In the adjoining chamber, more alcohol.
In
Love
the
it.
adjoining chamber.
So, which one do you think?
I think the dog pen one is true.
Dog pen true?
Oh, I know some of these.
I didn't even know you had a sister.
I do. I have an older sister called Shalgri. Shalgri is the current Baroness of Tame, and she possibly claimed that from my brother.
And another brother, don't you?
No, not really.
I'm going to go with the third one because bare hands seems unlikely, but it would be more reasonable if he had a knife.
What? Just on that last one, does bare hands include teeth, though?
I did say bare hands.
You could kill a demigryph with your teeth, I reckon.
As a 6-year-old.
As a 6-year-old.
He's big. He would have been about the size of a 12-year-old then.
12-year-old bear.
Exactly.
I feel that we're at a disadvantage because we don't know these people.
I know, yeah.
He's awful. And what was the middle one?
Would like to hope that the middle one is a line that they don't have a child just for the sake of the child.
They were all true.
That's not how the game works.
I know it wasn't, but it was a bonus round. It was a bonus round.
It was an aside.
They are all true. My brother is a seriously broken person. My elder sister is, if anything, significantly worse than my father. Because where my father is, by many people's judgment, a terrible person, he has at least an underlying core of individual morals. My sister has only one thing that concerns my sister, and that is my sister. And yes, she did break my brother in the gob hound pens. And he should be there. He is, after all, eldest son.
Shocking.
Well, on the theme of your brother, I have once been so close to him that I could count the hairs in his nose and smell his breath. That is.
I hope that's not true.
And the other one is that I am betrothed to somebody. And the last one is, and then this is when you will actually go a little bit red. And then she'll be like, my first time was with Gerhard.
Oh, I want all of those to be true.
No, that's a lie.
Oh, it must be true. I want that to be true.
I want it to be true, but given
She keeps on calling him an idiot.
Yeah.
You do seem quite close.
Yeah. And you have known each other for a long time.
And what's the chance that you've been anywhere near my brother? I mean, it seems very coincidental it would just pop up.
No, I think that one's true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can think of a time when she might have had occasion.
Yeah.
What, to snuggle up to my brother? That seems exceedingly unlikely.
Bless you. Yes, extremely unlikely.
Really?
I think that it is a lie.
I've forgotten the second one. I'm so shocked by the first.
Betrothed
She's
to someone.
betrothed.
That seems altogether too likely, actually. I'm going for the first one.
I'm going to go for the second one.
I'm gonna go for the third one.
Please let the third one be true.
I want it to be true.
Just so we can all give him knowing looks.
Unfortunately.
Tap, 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 tap at the door. Oh no! Go away! She
1,
goes,
2, or 3. Say 1, 2, or 3.
go away!
No, come in.
Come in.
3.
Don't drink.
She's. Let me just roll my
Really
dice.
funny, wasn't it?
Did you kiss him though? Was he one of your first?
We need to get you drunk.
I knew it. It was half a lie. I could see it. First what? Not first time. First kiss. You mean?
Door opens and
She's like, not first time.
as she goes, yes. Looks in. Looks around at the various glasses, the toppled over empty bottle there, the large jug of alcohol that is really not in the correct decanter.
The decimated plate of biscuits and the gnawed on sausage.
Don't let her see the sausage.
The priestess is here to see you.
Excellent.
Well, of course she is, she says. Do see her in. We've been looking forward to meeting her.
Berta's really drunk. How many has she failed?
Is she looking cross-eyed yet?
No, I'm not looking cross-eyed. And don't refer to me as she. Right, so let's put on our game faces.
She does have carouser, by the way. If that
That always
actually
helps.
made a difference on any of her rolls.
Absolutely. Yes, particularly because we have the new updated talents. Huh? Anyway, that silliness aside. There comes a gentle knock at the door. Yes, come in. The door opens. The woman that comes in is in her, you would guess, late 50s. Her hair is all stacked up and is probably a wig because there's altogether too much of it, but it's grey. A variety of pins are stuck into it at various angles that create quite the silhouette. She herself is quite thin, her waist pinched right in by the corset that leads out into a very, very wide dress in an Reiklander style. She, in terms of overall appearance, would be, you would guess, upper middle class in general disposition. There is absolutely nothing about this woman that suggests anything clerical, holy, or equivalent. There is, however, a plunging bodice that presents quite a lot of bare chest with a tattoo sitting right there that can't help but draw the eye, yes?
Is she the lady that I know that...
She is not.
No, different one.
Yeah, absolutely. Draws the eye because it is an eye.
Mm-hmm.
It sits there, peering out. Its pupil is a cat's eye. As she comes in, and she looks up. Hello, I trust you are, she says, the High Priestess of Katja? And she says, no, I'm not the High Priestess of Katja. I'm here representing her business. What is this? She says, she looks around. Oh, we've been consuming the Burgermeister's sausage. Laughter spills around the room. You come.
Do we have to roll to keep straight face?
Yeah, I think cool test.
I am pretty drunk.
Everyone's giggling away.
4 successes.
Oh, well done. Oh, yeah, you're cool as a cucumber. That old envoy career coming through there.
Plus another 8.
Oh, yeah, you're as cool as you want to be for this entire
Poker
meeting.
face.
I failed, so my eyebrow will twitch.
Sniggers coming from behind your
Yeah.
scarves. As she... Then why have we been summoned? Oh, you haven't been summoned, says Greta. We have summoned the High Priestess, so please fetch her. She says, you're well under control. Calm as you like. As she goes, what exactly is this regarding? You know exactly what it's regarding. Now go fetch her immediately if she wants to see any real change enacted here. I shall see if she's free. Goes out. That went well. Shut up. Shut up. That went all right.
Really well. Considering.
I know the Priestess of Katja here.
Is she the one we met?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she come and see you?
I have no idea. Well, she doesn't know it's me, does she?
No, I suppose not.
Yeah.
She will now, though.
She's the one that said I was approachable, didn't she?
For an elf.
Yeah. She said, she did say I was approachable for an elf. She said she's more approachable than any elf I've met.
That's pretty much what I said.
Potato.
I don't know. I think I can see it's more good-natured, the way you said it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a compliment.
So anyway, Gerhardt, did you kiss him?
Did you?
I mean,
Was it down behind the stables?
No, it's probably in the Imperial Palace. They're scamps.
Behind
All these
some
noble
curtains.
children.
I kissed Kurt Herbog.
Shut up.
Or I didn't.
Oh, wait. Do you not know it? Were you never...
No,
No.
I was only...
Oh, you were a bit...
I was
yeah.
only in Altdorf about a year ago and onwards. So, I mean, we would have been in the city at the same time.
Because she doesn't actually know who you mean.
No idea.
You a year ago, you would have been at court, right?
yeah, we probably passed by each other.
I highly doubt it. I'd recall you.
I looked very different.
Can we tell her?
Yeah, you trust her. You can tell her.
This is... Oh, I don't know your real name. We don't need to tell her that. She's the daughter of the Nipponese ambassador, the rest.
She'll do a perfect curtsy.
Oh, you're shitting me.
No,
Yes.
she had to flee Altdorf because her
My family got attacked.
embassy was attacked
Oh, I know.
on the same night as the UN.
I know.
Wasn't you, was it?
No,
The Drops.
no, I was in the south at the time.
Checking.
Yeah.
I was organising an alliance with House Jungfreud. Already in the process of doing that. It was before anything even... You are not.
That's how she knows Gerhardt. They were mates back in the day.
I met your father. He hired us to provide protection down to Karabakh.
When?
What? Wait.
Oh, this was 9, 10, 11 months ago.
After the...
No,
No,
How-
it was last...
How long ago
That
were
was
the
last year.
troubles?
No, it was
no, it's
long before that.
Long before that.
before.
Yeah.
Huh. So that was your father?
Mm-hmm.
He was a very polite man. He spoke very good Reichspiel.
Is he handsome? I think.
Oh yeah,
Really handsome.
oh yeah. Sorry,
That's what I have in my mind.
but yeah, it's fair. It's fair to say it wasn't a difficult deal to make, and I think it may have caused some issue because he was summoned away. We sat and we talked for about 3 hours, and then he was summoned away. And I was told that the business was concluded, that we wouldn't be hired. And then a day after that, I met him, and he decided that we would be hired. I felt like I'd changed things around. I felt like that possibly something had occurred.
Does that ring a bell?
Nope, no idea at all. You do, however, in terms of ringing a bell as in the journey itself, oh yeah, you went down to Karlberg and Marienburg multiple times a year. So the chances of that is high. And the chances of them using local soldiers, though, very low. And
Yeah.
that surprises you.
Yeah, because he was always very particular about
Very
having
particular.
his own cards and stuff.
Very particular. So that is an interesting little factor. It makes you think that perhaps your father was up to something and that there was a secondary job going on. And if anyone's going to know about it, it'll be the person that was organised it is probably her.
Was it?
King!
Was it a family trip he was guiding?
So yes, a family trip down to Karlberg. Look, I'm not supposed to talk about these things. We have rather. Stop looking at me like that. I'm drunk. Priestess.
But you're family, right? So you are allowed to.
It doesn't matter if we're family. We're not. It's this business. It's not family.
And also, chances are they might be dead, so technically I'm in charge.
I like that one. That's a good
That's a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
one.
particularly like the big eyes. The really big eyes, really still. Oh my goodness! Don't do that. You're worse than a puppy. All right. So he was actually not organising a journey down to Karlberg. He was going down to Karlberg with the family, and he employed us to go down into the Reichwald to the north of the city, down into Middenland. So it's I suppose it was actually the Drakvold forest. But we went through the Reichwald first, into the Drakvold, and we were to investigate a pool that was up there alongside 3 of his men. So we escorted 3 of his men up there. They didn't say a word the entire way. I wasn't there, so I can't say what they actually saw. They went up there, and then they were escorted back down to Karlberg. I don't know who the 3 people were. I just needed to ensure that they were escorted there. They paid ahead of time, and there was a bonus to be secured should they have found something that they wanted. They paid triple the bonus. Your father, that is.
Did you say a pool?
A pool, yeah. That was all that was offered to me during our discussions.
A
It was
pool. They were looking for a pool
a pool.
of water.
Yeah, a pool of water.
Whereabouts?
In the Drakvold forest.
How bizarre.
So not very. I mean, it couldn't have been more than about 3 days in. We happened to have with us. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but we had a witch who could make the way through the forest really very well. She was a stallion, and she is a stallion. I hope she's not dead. Really like her, and she could make her way through the forest unlike anyone else. Made a journey that should have possibly taken as much as a month, dropped down to just a day and a half.
Oh.
He had had wind of us because of our campaigning down in Estalia.
Do you have any idea where this witch could be now?
Just now, I've been away from my family now for months. She could be wherever she's employed. It'd be easy enough to find.
I think Luchita has a witch with her who was possibly a stallion.
I can't imagine that they would have linked up.
Maybe
My father
Julian.
would never, ever let her have access to his witches.
Oh, really? Right.
She's almost a rival company. They used to be. You are aware that Novala and
Yes,
Trot used to be 2 separate. They were a joint business.
I am aware.
And he bought her
He
out.
bought her out.
Yes.
And then her father, and then her. But there are more at play between them than company business.
Yes, well, that much is certain.
There's,
My
there's-
father's porking her wife. That's what she's hinting at.
Well,
Yeah, I
No
know.
wonder everybody's getting pregnant.
That's what happens when you talk.
Have you not heard of tea?
Well,
She has. She's 50. Can humans still get pregnant? 50.
it depends on the human, I suppose, but not normally. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not 50. Ask somebody who... Oh, thank goodness. She says, talking about my father like this is really... Yes, come in! The door opens. This time, a woman in her mid-30s arrives. The other woman is behind her. This woman has her hair similarly piled up, but this time it's black. Spirals of hair hanging down to either side. Makeup, which is a little bit too light to match what you would suggest is your classic Reiklander street worker. Indeed, everything about her is relatively subtle. She doesn't have much in the way of ostentatious jewellery, for example. Her clothing itself is equally not that ostentatious. She's covered tip to toe like a Reiklander lady would be. The lace at her neck splaying out underneath her chin. She's dressed in red, orange, and gold. As a small half cloak over just one shoulder attaches round the neck with a small pin there, which is a raised cat. Its hackles high and the tail flailing off of it. As she comes in and goes, why didn't you say it was you, Greta? Well, I didn't want to make it easy for you. Come on in. There's apparently a lot of trouble. I'm drunk. Meet people who are not as drunk as me, probably. You know Alamanawith already. This is a street scamp. Says, who's very scampy, and this is the muscle.
Birdie, nice to meet you.
As she... Have you taken over the Burgermeister's office? You know what he's like. He gets very scared about losing martial support. Did I mention I'm drunk? We have questions. I think possibly someone else should ask them, though, because I'm going to just get it wrong. Consider me an editor. He says, if I think that they've not said anything needs to be said, I will just edit. She says, and then takes out a bottle with wine.
Would you like some wine as well?
She says, well, let's see what you have to say first. I'm very busy just now. There is matters that I need to attend to. I didn't expect a call to the hall, but now I'm here. I'm actually interested. I'll say one thing, the Trots get things done. Yep, she says, yes, we do. Greta, you seem a little out of sorts. Drunk, yes, I said. Are you an interested party?
Yes, you could say so.
She says, Ronald.
Yes.
Right.
Have
you spoken to any of you?
Not yet.
Well, I'm hoping for a schism then.
Well, I am not originally from here, so I'm sure you're aware of the Ranaldons here.
I am.
And I was
I have a question for you.
By the new...
Do you support this new development?
No.
Good. Then I think we have something to talk about. She says, and she smiles, I'll take a drink. She says, I'll have this one. Looks over at Greta. Ranaldons. I would never have thought you'd bring me them. She says, me neither. As she looks at you and says, so, you have an interest in this particular issue. Is it because of your background? Is it just a personal interest, or does it go deeper?
It's a mixture, but more importantly, I didn't know how involved they were, and I just wanted to...
Are you sure? Are you sure this is the correct course of action for you? You're going to cause some trouble with the local, let's say, cats.
Well...
Magpies.
If it all goes south, I don't plan on being here very long. I'm sure I can take it.
And she's not without her protection.
And they should know better.
They should. They should. I agree. But they don't.
Clearly.
No, they're quite looking forward to this particular circumstance. Indeed, I would be unfair if I didn't say that one of them were gloating just this afternoon.
Yes, that's what I feared, and that's why my companions and I thought we'd go elsewhere first to hear the whole news, and we were hoping you could fill in some of the details.
All right. I shall expect some questions to be answered in return. So, yes, ask any questions you wish, and I shall return with mine. Greta says, holy deals. Look at what I've brought together.
Have you read over the law that has been passed?
Not personally. I've had my lawyer look over it.
And is it...
Ah?
Apologies?
Excuse me, she says. Do you think you made the right choice?
Yes.
Good. Carry on.
Have you found any loopholes that would allow your temple to continue to practice
I haven't.
its devotions?
And why do you think you might be wrong about that? Yes.
I am not wrong.
That is not the answer I'm looking for. Why do you think you might be wrong?
Because I do not remember making the decision.
Ah. I see. Any more questions?
Where to start? Your lawyer has read through it.
Yes.
And there are no obvious loopholes.
She looks up. Are there any obvious loopholes? No, ma'am. No, there's not.
Pleasure. Okay. In which case, we had one suggestion.
It's my question.
Yeah, of course.
Do your parents know that you have sold your soul to a foreign god?
No. Well, I don't believe so.
I didn't expect that. She says, I didn't expect that at all. That must weigh heavily on you. You can continue.
Well, I never know. The apple might not fall far from the tree. The idea we had was perhaps oblige the Sigmarites further by doing what they would like and
I will ask the first question. Is adultery also forbidden and made illegal in this law?
And she looks up. I think I understand what she's asking. Could you clarify, please? She says, it is. After a degree. So is it complicated? Mm-hmm. How complicated? I presume you're looking for some sort of loophole where you could marry people together, perhaps in the short term?
Well, marry the city.
All of them?
Yes, to celebrate the elves' arrival, for example.
Such an elf. Yes.
It was her idea.
it was my idea.
Oh, would that be possible? She says, no, the idea of a short-term marriage would not work, but a long-term might.
That's what we thought, long term.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And the exchange of matrimonial gifts on an ongoing basis.
Who do I ask? I can't decide whose question that was. I think it was both of yours. That makes this more difficult. Excuse me, give me a moment. Yes. Looks at you. What would you do if you were to realise that that decision that you made was the last step, the key that unlocked the door towards the thing you feared?
I would continue in my journey. A door can be shut. It has been opened.
That means nothing to me. But That sounds marvellous. He says, do you have any more questions?
No.
I don't understand how it works
And what works?
with you guys. Religion confuses me enormously. I'm surrounded by it. Is there any way to take them under your protection?
What do you mean by take them under my protection?
Give them a point to call on for assistance
see.
or protection or...
No, we won't break the law. We won't. It would endanger our practices here and elsewhere. We won't. There are others who are more than willing to break the law. Not that I'm looking at anyone in particular. And do you like lying to your friends?
No.
I thought not.
Looks at the lawyer.
To ask her a question is to ask me.
That is, I assumed as much. Is there, on thinking of a long-term group marriage, is there a particular deity or practice that would suit that?
She frowns. Interesting. As she says, I cannot think of, as she says, yes, of course, Manan. She frowns. Would that be, yes, consider it. This is, after all, a fishing community originally. She says, yes. Which would be a relatively simple ceremony, but you would need a priest of Manan.
Would a priest of Grandfather Reik suffice?
No, completely different. But a priest of Manan would be able to do it, I think. Don't you agree? We hadn't even tabled that idea. He says, I think a priest of Manan could do it. The community itself could be wedded. And it would even be, I mean, if it were done properly, he says, we could even do it as a part of a completely different drive to try and protect all of the merchants, protect all of the ships that might go down up and down the Reik, particularly given that we might be moving towards war. It would be a method of effectively providing insurance for all of the families. Should they lose any of their families, they would receive pensions. And she smiles. That would work. Everybody would want to be involved with it. Everyone at least was on the Reik. And then we could extend that out to the soldiery. If we did that, and perhaps, I mean, we could probably get most of the city to agree and then tell them the real reason why we did it. It's bold. Yes, exactly, and I like it. Whose idea was that? You're in the wrong place, you know. You're in the wrong place.
Where should she be?
Well, I don't know. I don't have any questions to ask. She says, but you're in the wrong place. That much I know. But then again, why would you trust me over anyone else?
Exactly. Well, you see.
Does Yumi have a talent that lets her see holy visions?
Holy vision! You got
Is she glowing?
yeah, this is a blessed priestess. From your eyes, you catch it because about every 9th or 10th blink, she has cat's eyes.
Cool.
L5.
Cat's eyes. Yeah. I think that there is one thing that you have to realize, that there is a difference between being taken to something and choosing to join it. And with that, I thank you very much for your guidance. It has provided me with something to think about. And I think perhaps... No, I think that this will work. I will need to call upon some friends, perhaps to see if we can get ourselves a priest of Manan to come all the way to Kemperbad. But it's not an impossibility.
We know one.
We do. But she's travelling with the elf. But Blutilda was in the Imperial First Fleet. would this apply to those of us who have registered our companies in Kemperbad?
Yes, it would apply to everyone within the city if we did it correctly.
Matilda may know a priest of Manan. We should ask her. And we do know a priest of... I have no way of getting in contact with her. Her name was Astrid van der Hugenband, I think.
Yeah, well, but she was traveling with elves, and elves are coming here.
Elves are coming here.
Possibly by boat. It was.
What was the family name?
Elves.
It's in my other notebook.
No. She didn't go with those elves. She went with my... she went with my...
Talkies.
Pardon?
Talkies is your...
Son? Grandson? Did he call her grandmother?
This is all very exciting, she says. But I think we'll be able to find this out for ourselves. You're suggesting that
Talkies.
possibly there is a connection with the incoming elves? They might have a priest with them.
Well, they will also have contacts in Marienburg.
Yes, they will.
And Marienburg always likes to do
And it
this
would be
kind of
good to
thing.
reach out to them.
Yes, it's good for business. This business.
It's good for our business. Let's hope it's good for ours. Come on, let's go. She goes,
Can I ask a schemer question?
oh, schemer! Yes, go for it.
What would Marienburg
Uh-huh.
be
Marienburg.
likely to get out of this if Kemperbad did it?
Get out of it. Interesting.
What's in it for them?
Like, what would be in it for them?
Right, it's interesting too.
Sheer devilment.
If anything, they will probably be against it. They will not like what is occurring in Kemperbad because it will attack the exclusivity that they have with alliances with the Azure.
So they shouldn't contact Marienburg.
It's very likely that they will not like what's happening in Parby and Kemperbad because it's granting them magical assistance from the elves, which up to this point has been almost exclusively
So they're
theirs.
likely to be rebuffed, so they probably...
Yeah.
So going via Teclis to the Blessed Priest of Manan that he's travelling with might be the way to go.
Well, yeah, no, do not reach out to Marienburg. They will be against this.
And she knows once. And I will speak to the elves. Good day to you all. As Greta leans back. Thank God you were talking.
That
went
ask a question.
really well. That went really well. This question sounded quite personal, by the way.
I think that's what her deal is, though, right? Like, I don't know if you...
Birdie, when you are ready to tell us what it is you are not, I will listen, and I will still be your friend, no matter what you say. I swear that to you.
Me too.
Thank you. I'm not ready to talk.
I'll reserve
I
judgment,
understand.
she says, because they're all being, frightfully friendly. I barely know you, so I'll reserve judgment and I'll say something like tut.
I know, Birdie.
But that's about it.
If that's
You scare me too much to say anything else.
I can live with that.
I know you,
marvellous.
and I will wait as long as it is that you need.
It's
And
gonna
hey,
come out.
I vouched for your life once already.
And I appreciate that. I've got your back. I owe you one.
So we're probably going to have to make our grand escape from this place.
I've got the sausage.
I've got the crab.
We promise
I should probably leave.
disguises.
Uh-huh.
We should probably leave this.
I do need to go gambling.
Right.
There's no need why we have to go gambling as ourselves.
I don't know if anyone else noticed. Do you see the way the priestess was eyeing her up?
No.
Yeah. Ooh. I know.
Oh,
Kat.
like for her cult? No.
Just eyeing her.
We're just saying her.
Well, she probably thinks that I am like a prime candidate for,
Turning.
conversion. Did you see she had a cat eyes every now and again?
Did we notice
Cool.
that?
Oh, no. What colour were they?
Green.
Is that a priest thing?
Yeah.
So we're going to go gambling then?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Right, let's go gambling.
I've got money.
I'm not drunk yet, so.
Hang on. Cheers. Cheers to us.
Right, so
Cheers to Cat.
I would like you all to let's make this drink proper, and by that I mean everyone take a moment to think about how drunk they are, and give me a number from 1 to 10. I'm about 6. How about everyone else?
1.
1,
3.
3, 2. Right, so here's a stein each, and flip that number and turn it to tenths. And fill it with brandy. So I get 4 tenths of brandy. You get 8. She says, "We've got another bottle, and you're fucked." Cheers. We can't go till we've necked them.
I get 9.
9 tenths. Can't go till we've necked them.
Fine.
You have to roll as many times as you've got tenths.
Including my crit from
I'll knock out one of them. So yes.
roll 9.
Are we still chill?
No, we're necking it. So
Is this 9
a stressed consumer alcohol test. 3. Oh, now we're with my toughness bonus. I love it.
What happens when I fumble?
Pardon, you're
Do I have
drunk.
to roll at
Stinking
least
drunk
2?
at that. Pardon?
Do I have to roll at least 2 successes?
2 successes, correct. You need 2 successes for a complete clear. If you've cleared it, then any success you put score on that can go into the next one. So you could add it up. Wow, she's pissed. She's like
I
proper
fumbled.
pissed.
I fumbled.
You're pissed.
Before she even finished as well.
Oh, love it. I'm
Yeah,
still.
keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling just to get that extra little bit.
Right, I've done my rolls.
How many did we fail?
I failed 3 out of 8.
Oh, you've done really well. You're necking it like crazy.
Well,
Oh my
being
God.
resistant to poison helps.
It is effectively a poison. You can even take one of the fails off
Right, 2
because you can
fails.
pass your first one for the E.
So I fumbled.
Thank
I failed 3 times.
Right.
I fumbled twice. I failed 1 more time. And with my last one, I did a double crit. I critted at the end.
It's a roller coaster ride for Ellen, anyway. She's
But I
like,
only
okay.
got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes
This
on the last
rank
crit.
brandy is the exact opposite of what you like to drink. You are going to be leaving him a present in his drawer.
I'll do it in the sausage drawer. And then retrap it.
Into his sausage drawer. oh no, that wasn't good. And then before you go, another just
Dad,
top
it's
up.
not the first time I've gagged on someone's sausage.
So regurgitated sausage and biscuit and all too much brandy.
No, she didn't have biscuit in case it had milk in it.
Wise choice. Now try to lock that back up. You are reversing successes though
Could
on
you-
your pick
could you-
locks because you are stinking
How
drunk.
drunk are you?
I got 4 failures.
4 failures with
So
your
she's
toughness
less-
bonus.
My toughness bonus is 4.
Yeah, so she's just on the edge of stinking drunk too. Not as drunk as Greta.
But not as drunk as me.
Nowhere near as drunk as
Can
you.
you do the... I
She's not
try. It's really, I can't do the thing.
Oh, you can do your first test. You might do it first time.
She's seen 3 locks.
And what is the... What
It is a
reverse
difficulty.
Success. Oh, I think I passed. What's it? How many successes?
Yes, you need 10 in total.
Oh, no. You don't reverse a success if it makes it better.
That's correct.
I got 1 success.
1, so you've not failed yet.
I failed.
That's it. Maybe you want to step in.
Okay, yeah.
You can take your time, obviously, so you get the extra plus 20.
I've got a steady hand, you can always talk
In
me
which
through
case,
it.
I got 6 successes.
Okay, only 4 more needed.
Because I'm not reversing or anything.
Yeah,
yet.
that's right.
And that's just 0 success.
So it's not a fail.
That's 3 more.
1 more needed. You're
Come
really
on,
close.
Yuri, come on.
It's a complicated lock. He doesn't like
3
anyone.
successes.
He doesn't like anyone getting to his sausage. And click.
Hey!
With all traps in place, we're all good. None of those failed. If any of them have failed, the traps inside would have sprung,
Yeah.
but not a single trap sprung.
In fact, she won't even eat sausage. That's not. Alan Wife doesn't eat random
So it's
meat.
basically just regurgitated brandy.
She was
Thrown
pretty
it
drunk.
Brandy. Yeah, but no.
No, I think you're right.
We
Click.
got the sausage long before she got drunk.
Yeah. I'm taking the rest with me.
And
Yeah, just brandy. That might make the sausage.
drawer full of vomit, mostly liquid. It will soak through nicely into what remainder of the good food that he had left in there. A slightly trashed office.
We're going to leave the
Just like, I'm
furniture.
going to tidy it up a bit.
A brandy cut. You're so drunk. Oh, just push it on the floor. The desk is clear. As Greta says, "Wait, this is perfect. So, right, let's go lose all our money."
How much money?
And opens up the door. Anyone want to join us to lose all of our money?
Luckily, the barge owes me money, so I don't have all my money with me.
Indeed. Now, before we head off and do all of our fun over at the gambling house, we will take at this side a quick break. And we're back in the room, or at the very least, there is 4 rather drunk women making their way through the Burgermeister's Hall in Kemperbad with the intention of making themselves known at a local gambling hall, hopefully, run by the Ranaldons, hopefully, assuming they can find them, which they may not in their current state. We shall soon find out. So, as we make our way out of the office of the Burgermeister, at the very far end, there's a man's face sticking out round the end of the door, the one that was stormed through a few hours ago by Greta, sees you all immediately, lets go of the door, and runs off.
Let's go.
Follow that man.
Greta says, "Stop, just ignore the help. They don't matter. We've got somewhere that we're going. You may.
He might have been around.
You may. I can't even say your name anymore. You may. Wait a minute. Ume. Was that you?
Maybe.
That's the worst fake name I've ever heard! She says as she bursts through into the main office.
We've got to introduce you to Warhammer, haven't we?
We're a match made in heaven.
Do you actually like him?
Oh my God!
Oh, you man.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I never thought I could make my own decision about stuff like that, so I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah.
The fact you didn't say no means you've thought about it a lot.
So I...
Wait a minute. No. She says as she conspiratorially moves in between everything. As you're making your way down through the centre of the office with all the clerks looking up as you're passing by. No, but you're royalty. I know. You're like imperial lord. You're like the equivalent of Leopold, but maybe like Leopold, the emperor's son.
Shut you... What?
I have an older sister. Well, I did.
Well, you can stick him in a pen full of dogs, and after a while, they won't be a problem, apparently. I've got dogs.
Excuse me. I just realised what you said. And then she barks out laughter.
Oh my God.
You're royalty.
But I'm outcast, Randy.
Still fucking royalty.
Well, you have very pretty hair. You might be royalty somewhat.
Yeah, right. I'm just a bloody magnet for Ulricans. It's not the same
Plus, you
thing.
don't know your roots. You told me. So you don't know. For all we know, you...
She's a secret
She
empress.
could be...
What are the chances?
I like this idea.
You could be Middenland royalty.
I think they're all accounted for. I'm sure they would have noticed if I was missing.
The one thing I'll say about the potential of Midland royalty is that, as far as I'm aware, every single heir up there bar one is actually a bastard. maybe.
That would
Like-
make more sense.
Oh no, that's Middenheim. Not
well, that's where I'm
Middenheim.
from.
But what I'm saying is that if there are royal oats, they have been sown so far and wide that
Everyone's royalty.
Yeah. Well, possibly everyone's royalty.
Well,
up
that
there.
makes me feel very special. Thanks, Greta.
Good. I'm glad I helped. She says, "Let's drink
I
more."
have something to tell you. My mate,
And you reach the top of the stairs and start passing by the elven statues.
my life partner, who I am mated with,
That's not me.
is not
I'm
her.
jealous all of a sudden.
She is
Luchita.
like no.
Oh, I'm going to need to start writing these
She
down.
is like the equivalent of the grand theogenist of Catcher for my people. That's what she does. What the Catcher lady does.
Is that an advantage?
But for elves.
I split them up.
You heartbreaker.
I split you up.
We're not split up. She's just leaving. I can still hear her music.
No, you can't.
I can't hear her music.
I don't know what that means. Are you okay?
Birdie goes, I've no idea what that means, but there.
What the Catcher lady said was that Alamenoi made the end of the world happen, but I did it on purpose because they weren't ready for it to happen yet. I made it come early.
That doesn't sound very clever at all.
Yes, well, if it had come later, they would have been better. We've stopped the end of times before.
I get so confused with the way you refer to end of times like it's not actually the end of times. It's just like, why don't you say the end of an age?
That is
An
good
age,
idea.
the end of our time.
I made the end of this age come earlier, so it would come before their champion was ready. To give us time to break their plans.
I'm not drunk.
And I
enough for
didn't
this.
know. I didn't know
and
if
she
that
pulls
was
out from her
true.
bag a whole bottle of brandy.
Well done.
And I didn't know if that was really true because I wasn't there when
Do you know how
I...
expensive these are?
Greta, I'm explaining. I wasn't
And so am
there.
I. I'm explaining how expensive the brandy is.
You don't know. You don't buy things.
We
You just
discussed
tell
it when we were last
everybody.
here.
Oh, yes, so
But you
we did.
told us how much it was worth.
I wasn't listening, remember?
120 crowns per bottle.
Why does it taste so shit then?
It doesn't. It tastes marvellous.
That's because you're numb now.
It's true.
But anyway, I didn't know if that was actually true because I didn't remember making the decision to make the age come earlier.
My girlfriend's really old.
But now,
Do you like older women?
I think I do.
but
She's your
now,
sugar mummy.
the Catchin lady told us that that was true, which means I wasn't tricked. I did it for real, and we have to stop the end of the world now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Here.
this what I'll drink to that. Yeah, this whole end of the world thing, you'll get the hang of it.
Oh, I'm quite conversant with it. She's talked about it pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks.
Not just us, then.
3 weeks.
That's good.
Am I right?
No.
I'm right.
I'm
Every
jealous that Greta has more ways to make Calamenoir shut up about it.
Yeah.
That's really part of the day.
We
Right,
need
there's a
that word.
secret with Alamenowith. What you have to say is, stop! Please tell me what you're actually trying to say. Stop telling stories.
Oh. Birdie pulls out a small pad of paper and starts.
It's true.
Carry on.
She just tells stories all the time, and she often has a very simple point. Like, for example, her point might be, I'm very old. But what does she say? Well, actually, I've got 52 years of memories. These 52 years of memories come about because of, and then she will half an hour later arrive at, and that's why there's 52 years of memories. All you're there to say is I'm old! So you just have to interrupt her. You just have to interrupt her as you pass through the main hall and everyone's watching you as she shouts away.
She
as you
learned
go
that
by.
from her father, but she is much kinder about it than him.
I can imagine.
I don't stab her often.
You have stabbed me only half as many times as your father.
Well,
That's not a good statistic for you, Greta.
That's not a good
How many
statistic.
times has she stabbed you?
Once.
Something
He stabbed you
once.
twice? Same time or two different
Same
occasions?
See, I've got a scar, look.
Faintest tracery
It's a
of
terrible
silver.
scar.
The faintest tracery.
That's not a scar.
Yes, it is.
Look at this.
Well, of course you have scars.
Which is where Gerhardt sewed me back together. Badly.
Have you seen Bloodhilda's scar?
No.
You not seen Bloodhilda's scar?
I have. Have you seen it?
No, you told me about it.
Oh. Why? Yes.
Why did you see Batilda's scar?
Were you sleeping with her?
No, we were talking.
Oh,
And she showed me it.
okay.
It was
I spent a week with Batilda. Did she show me anything? No.
Well,
She's supposed to be like my mentor.
maybe she's keeping her relationship with you professional, and me she considers more like a confidant.
Confidant. That sounds Bretonian. to me.
She's lost organs or something.
Giving away her secret.
But who cares? He says, it's good that everyone knew this. Pardon me.
She cannot have children because she was injured while she was in naval service. And she told me that when I introduced Greta's baby to her. See, that is a simple sentence.
So she probably would have been an okay minder for the child.
No, but she was busy working.
Yeah.
Yes.
If she was
Oh, she likes the baby.
She loves Sigismund, but she loves Sigismund like she loves a puppy that someone else owns. And I don't think I don't trust her yet. Not with my boy.
How was it, by the way, giving birth? Because I have been given very little details about this.
So, So first, your boyfriend. I thought he was the father.
My boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Really?
I thought he was the father. I thought I actually purposely singled him out. I found him in Altdorf and I hunted him down. But turns out it wasn't him. It was some fellow called
Caster
Castor.
Lieberung.
How does everyone know this except for me? Everybody knows. I didn't know this. He even told it. He told me himself, though. He's like, no, of course I'm not him. My name's Castor.
I bet the birthmark was a dead giveaway.
I didn't see any birthmark then, and I wish I had.
Presumably she's never seen Gerhard naked before, so how would she know
No,
that he
but
didn't have a
that
birthmark?
might have been there. Because I took all his clothes off him when we found him dead and gave him to Gerhardt. Which is how I know.
Okay. Wow. I did a similar thing. He was a little more motile, moving around, doing things. Good. Not so dead. And I was drinking tea, so he's not my 100th lover. Put it that way. And I got pregnant, and the chance of that happening. I didn't
you
even
drink
think it
tea.
could happen,
I drink
but
tea.
It can happen.
but it can happen, as it turns out.
Well,
Wait,
So-
you weren't planning to have a...
No! No! So I panicked when I found out because I'm not allowed to have children. I'm a trot. My bloodline is considered to be sacred. So I had to organise a marriage quickly. I couldn't find him. I didn't really want to find him. When I found out I was pregnant, I couldn't looked around. He wasn't there. He'd fled Altdorf already. So I went down south and after some brief words with my father, organised a marriage to his brother. So the bloodline would be right.
call me suspicious or cynical. But
You're suspicious and cynical.
I am suspicious and cynical. It's one of my greater traits. Wouldn't it be jolly convenient for one of these cults to have a child in somewhere as highfalutin as
Well-
the Trott family?
Well, just having the child will mean nothing, and it's not their child, it's mine.
Of course it is, but they might not see it that way.
I don't care. Any child, they could take any. They don't need to make one.
And they don't. That's not the kind of plan that those kind of cults hatch.
Good.
This is the kind of plan they hatch. They trick her into having a baby with a man who happens to look exactly like a Jungfreud, just at the point that the Jungfreuds are kicked out of Reich, thus inflaming the civil war because the Trots then ally with the Jungfreuds.
Well, no, that wasn't what would have happened. The Trots would have gone to war with the Jungfreuds. That's what was supposed to happen.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. The other things...
I stepped in and stopped that happening because I'm very bloody good at my job, and I went and spoke to Gerhardt's father, and I basically told him what's what, and he was up for it. Because his eldest son... his eldest son is impotent. That's the problem. He's impotent. He can't have children, but this was a way for him to get a legitimate heir that was of his blood because of his wastrel other son who was just wasting his time at university. And it was the perfect resolution to it. I would have no more children, but he would have an heir, and that would be that. And that was perfect until it bloody wasn't his son. Which is bloody off. Where are we going?
And you know her father has that stone that he can test the blood on, so he'll know it's not his son.
Yeah.
We told them that to convince you to get on the boat.
Oh,
Remember?
thanks.
So you were there.
Yeah, was I?
You explained it.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I'm so drunk. Where's
Well, great.
where's our pub? Are we going to a pub?
No, we're going gambling. I need to.
Offload some cash.
You need to wander around and do yourself some perception tests in the hope that you see the signs that are required to lead you towards, hopefully, a Ranald and gambling den.
Yes.
Do yourself perception
I also
test.
have secret signs, not Ranald, but bear with me. Secret signs thief, and I wondered if they put signs on Ranald and things like not here.
Kinda, to a degree, yes.
So
totally.
I could just point out thief signs while she's looking for Ranald, and
for
signs to just be like.
And I'll just keep a watching brief
But
for other
presumably I
signs.
reverse successes on account.
Yeah, you're that drunk. You'll be reversing. You're also reversing your successes. Your
I
pistol
can't
is not
see
pissed here. Is
anything.
brandy swilling. Unless you've gone half a bottle down now, so you probably are kind of drunk too.
Would you like to roll?
Roll yourself another 4.
One success.
So that's 0 successes, 3 successes, 2 successes,
Brandy Queen.
1 fail.
Way!
Hey.
Brandy Queen. Birdie. You're definitely feeling it. You're definitely
I feel a
feeling
bit
it.
tipsy.
Yeah, you're definitely
Did you
feeling it.
trash his desk? Did I push everything off his desk?
You
She
cleaned
has
it.
her arm up round you and she says,
How can she reach?
like this.
She just got her hand on my shoulder.
Do you want to give me?
I'm amazed you're not on
do you
my
want to give me
shoulders, yes.
like a piggyback?
And I'll try.
Let's give it a go. This is going to be a bad move.
Birdie looks at you now.
Oh!
You may looks at
Even
Birdie.
reversing my success, I've succeeded my athletics
What-
test. I have managed
what
to do a
type
clamber.
do?
You're going to need to do yourself a similar athletics test. That'll do just nicely. A pair of athletics tests. It'll be fine.
Oh, I failed.
No,
Can't even get wrong.
she gets up. You both go down.
And then as they look up, they see Yume clambering on Birdie lightly.
We've done this before, so Birdie just gets down, so she can clamber over and just stands up.
They sit,
not very good at
they
this,
sit
are
in the fortunately not muddy streets. It's all paved here in Kemperbad. They sit on the ground going, ow, ow, that really
Do you
hurts.
think we should go to the
Where's the
elves' house
mud?
and throw things at him?
Yes.
No, I already have a whole clan of elves I can't speak to.
I can't remember. His name was something that sounded like Ashling. Ashling, that was his name.
I have no idea what you're talking about. We need to find somewhere to drink.
He's
I'm
a
getting
trader.
sober. I only have a quarter bottle left.
He was rude to me, wasn't he?
He was. Well, does one success get me any?
Yes, it does.
Why was he
As you
rude
pass
to
an
me?
alleyway and you see the marks down the side. Ah, yes. Here we
That
go.
way!
You've got a path to follow now.
Birdie, go!
Come on.
She's actually kicking me like a horse.
Kick, kick, kick!
As you make your way down the side alley,
That's all right.
down another side alley, off the side alley, across the street,
Birdie, stop!
over through another side alley, a brief stop for a wee, and then and a drink. We hurry up. And then, finally, a set of stairs that goes down towards a basement and a rather grubby-looking door. And sitting on the outside there, the clear marks, marking out a Ranaldin gambling den. You've found one.
Now, let's not tell them about the other plan. Under our hands.
We're just here so you can lose some money.
Yes.
Sorry,
I
so you can
hear.
lose some money.
True. Make money.
Oh, yeah. Picking up the coins off the
Usually
floor.
can do that better.
I'll help. Athletics test. Just oh no, she fumbled. I'll help. Face straight down into some mud, and she's like, oh no. Well, that's enough to sober you up if you weren't as drunk as you were, Greta.
She's referring to herself in the third person.
Is there a nearby, like, barrel of water, a trough?
Sadly, not here. You're down the back alleys.
Yeah.
We'll get you something to clean
No,
up.
I'm all grubbed up for going to
Do you have a
a
handkerchief?
shitty place.
No, what does Gerhard call them? A kerchief?
Yes.
Just in case I fumble, you didn't.
Let me do it.
So,
I can see what I'm doing, and I have trade grooming.
just before we go
Do yourself trade grooming roll.
just before we go
This could
in,
make it a lot worse.
this cast Oberon,
Oh no, we're not talking about the father of my bloody child, are we?
was he good?
Oh yeah. Although I will say that his overall let's say offering was about half the size of Lucas's.
I'm going inside!
Are all of Gerhardt's hench people sleeping with Greta?
Oh no, I'm not sleeping with him. I've just seen it.
That raises more questions than answers.
But he was making his way out of the doctor's chamber, looking somewhat dishevelled, and he flopped himself in, so to speak, back to his trues.
You're
And
basically going inside.
I came out of the room and I was like, "What?" So there you know. Now you know. I mean,
He strikes me more of a dressing gown kind of guy. Go figure. You may wait for me. I'm getting very confused by who's balking who.
it's not me. I'm a good girl. She makes her way down the stairs. I'm drunk enough. I'm going to do a test. Passed it.
They won't let you do a test.
Yes, all of you who are drunk. In fact, that's all of you now. You're past the point of drunk now.
0
What are we rolling?
It's just a standard athletics test. You don't need to reverse it because the stairs are relatively easy to negotiate.
One fail.
One fail, 30 trips.
I'll try and catch her.
Athletics test. This one is reversed. Go on, do it.
Oh, come on.
Catch me.
6 successes.
It's a classic movie.
Oh, no, sorry, because you reverse 3 successes.
Oh, regardless, still, a classic movie moment from the worst sexist directors as she falls in you boob to boob. Proper caught with a brief moment of, oh! As Greta looks down and says, so typical.
We had a charm off once, didn't we? That was off stream. Pre-stream, I should
And she goes, should I knock? Get up, you two! Should I knock?
Thanks, Alamaroy.
No problem.
Bang, 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 bang. The door opens. A small chap, about 4'2", 4'3", looks out and says, yeah, what do you want?
We're here to gamble.
I'm going to need some sort of secret science test from you just to make sure that I actually trust you.
That we're not the watch.
Because you look a bit dodge hall of you. Look
To
at
be
you.
fair, you if somebody lit a match
Really
now,
drunk.
3 success.
Yeah, when you're drunk enough, that adds an extra 2 successes on because let's be honest, we want your money. Come on in.
Imagine if we were the watch.
Shut up. You don't say that when you're walking into a place like
Oh,
this.
sorry.
you misgot us, it's fine.
Yeah, but she's not a local.
Right. If you are planning to win money, you can't sit at the table with me. That's real, like, you can't win my money.
I
That's
won't
just
be winning.
But that's what you're planning to do.
Yes, everyone plans to win.
Nobody wins.
Nobody wins.
In the Granald and gambling halls.
Always wins.
Okay, so
You know that.
making our way down a dark, relatively dank corridor, you eventually find yourself spilling out into a gambling hall, and it's a familiar smell of stale alcohol mixed with tobacco in the air, the fug of weird root, and just a hint of sick. This is almost like home. The actual games that are being played are games that you recognise, a mixture of cards, and over there they're playing dominoes. You haven't played dominoes for quite some time, largely because the local cleric where you used to go gambling didn't like dominoes, thought that they were altogether too easy to palm. I just didn't like them in the slightest. He was very much a card man and just random games of chance. There is indeed a few random games of chance, and in the corner, a game of what appears to be darts. Where they are throwing darts at a target. On the other side, there's a big bull's head, and people are tossing rings and trying to get it around the horns.
I don't think a game of skill is for me.
Greta says, "Come on, you've got to try the bull. Tossing the rings on the bull. I mean, tossing things at bulls. I mean, you've got to do it. Or the darts." She says altogether too loud.
I like darts.
No
Throw
pointed
darts.
You guys, no pointed things. Rings, nice and blunt. Don't go throwing sharp stuff in your.
I want to play darts. She says, "Darts."
Birdie swings a shield round and just peers over the top of it. Go on then.
Yumi will go around and collect however much money they are willing to spend and exchange it into chits.
No chits here.
What?
They work in coins.
They are.
They are backward and weird.
Does this at least feel holy?
Not really. Most temples don't.
Ridiculous.
Is there a money changer so I can change my gold?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, there's the far end of the room, a chap with a hat pulled down over here, sitting behind a small booth window, arms folded, looking out.
I'm not sure we actually have enough silver shillings to change.
No.
We need more silver shillings in the bank.
Buy some later. I don't have any over here.
I can.
Clearly they've got
It's
those
fine,
silver
I think
here.
it's
It's all small coin here. They don't expect people to be coming in
All
with
right, well, I
gold.
can change it. So I would like to change this silver shilling into however many pence is in a shilling.
Oh,
It is not 4. It is 12.
5.
I'm not changing it then.
All right, give us your money. Come on. Here you go, love. And passes over 12 pence. Anyone else want any change?
No. I've got pets.
Oh,
He says, "Is this your first time here?"
Yes.
Yeah. Says, in the corner. Says, you can play toss, the ring on the bull. Or you can play darts. Says, we also have 3 tables of Emperor's blessing. 2 tables of Scarlet Empress. Says, we also have table off the corner. That's for the big money. They play in silver.
That might be for you then.
Of course, he says, if you would rather just gamble on a bit of luck, games of chance just sitting to the front. It's risky, but the odds are good. Blessed be all of you, he says. There's a queue, fuck off. There's no queue. Greta says, I would like to change this gold.
Subtle as a brick.
Indeed. Have you ever been here before? I can hear. I heard everything that was said before. Give me your silver. Already. People are turning round. Would you like to come and play at my table, love? She says, no, I want to be tossing off by the bull. No, tossing rings at the bull. She says, that only costs 10 eggs. Well, change one of these silver two.
Things I can afford.
What are you all doing?
I'm having a look around blarily to make sure that people aren't like ruining our fun by trying to steal the money off of us.
Are there dodgy folk in a Temple of Renal gambling hall?
I'm glaring at the right people.
You don't even need to make a roll for this. The answer is yes. And they're here to try and fleece as much coin as they possibly can from others. You know that in general, the place where you're most likely to have a fair chance of it all is the games of chance. Because they're almost blessed to Renald because it's chance. They don't tend to cheat on those. They cheat like hell on cards, dominoes, any games of skill. Any games of skill they can, they'll do whatever it takes to try and make it as unlikely as possible that the individuals who are giving it a go will succeed. But they also want to make it look like that it's super likely they could succeed.
Yeah. Okay, we'll toss some rings and then we'll go play games of chance, okay?
Okay.
I wanted to start with the games of chance.
Well, I
We
mean,
do
I feel like
rings are fun and the darts are fun. Let's do that first.
I feel
You're
like
right. You're
Greta is already gone by this point. I'm
Greta's
assuming.
already standing saying,
I think we should stick together. Right?
Yes.
"Oops!" Oops! She says, I want to ring the bell! Oops! Chap there. Would you like to be? Yep. How much? Threepence.
How many patrons does she hit?
Let's see how well she does. 96 for her first roll. Roll number 2, 28, a miss. Roll number 3, 64, a miss as one of them clatters off the edge of a horn.
Is it
So close.
ranged throwing?
It is range throwing.
I shall play.
What do you do if you don't have
It's
range?
just your ballistic skill, which is total BS.
Is there any...
It really is.
Successes are reversed, and you require 3 successes to ring. You've got 1, 2, 3 options: the 2 horns and the nose, which has a big ring on it. The nose brings a prize. The rings give you a little bit of coin back.
I will try the ring. Well,
So,
she'll just...
2 successes will score you one of the horns. 4 successes will score you the nose.
Gonna do it.
Okay, you can, of course,
What?
fumble.
No, I didn't fumble. Just failed.
Just clatter it off the wall. Good start. Second roll.
Unless I can take my time and
No.
find it. Oh, no, because I'm drunk.
Yep.
Oh, I get 3 goes.
Yes, you've got 2 more goes.
Oh, this is exciting.
I would like 12 goals.
Start rolling. There's more than one bull's head.
Is this where you start throwing it over your shoulders because you don't want to win?
I got 2 successes.
Hey, you got 1 pence back.
Yes!
Very good there.
Oh, thank you.
I'll have a go. There's my threepence.
3 rolls.
Just on the ballistic skill.
Did you say 2 successes?
2 successes, and you reverse successes because they're weighted bad.
Roll again! Roll
did you
again!
roll?
Hey,
2 successes
rolled
and
a
a
crit.
crit.
She's on fire tonight.
This is my revenge for the...
Go right, straight on.
and then another 3 successes.
So for a total of 5
5.
successes. Oh, so she lines up and first ring flies over, lands right in the middle of the nose. She throws again, dunk onto the nose, and swung as people gather round. Dunk onto the nose.
See, it's easy.
Collapse. Greta, fuck you.
Oh, no, you're fucking her. At the moment.
Fucking hell! As the caller goes, well,
What's she going to win? What's she going to win? What's she going to win?
Let it be an oversized teddy bear of some sort.
it is not an oversized teddy bear.
it
I am
raw
sorry to say.
More.
You get a choice of prizes as you're taken over to the wall, which has a badly scrawled rendition of a bottle. Okay, that says on it WYN. Okay, and underneath it PRYZ1. Beside that, there is a barrel, and on that it says BEEEE. And then outside the barrel are prize 2, and then the holiest of holies, prize 3, STUFBYRRRD.
Stuffed bird.
And it's a really badly scrawled looking bird. With a beak.
You have to get the
I've
bird.
got to get the bird. It's so mean.
Yeah! The beer house is Greta!
The bird.
It's a whole barrel! It's a huge keg of beer!
My name is Society. I have to get the bird.
They go out and they fetch you a rather tatty looking taxidermy magpie!
I'm so happy. Can I attach it to my shoulder? How do I look?
Amazing.
It falls off.
I took it under my arm.
Greta says, I'm playing again! I want a bird!
Do I get my money back?
No. Yeah, she fumbled. She bounces off the head. She's so drunk.
Try me again.
68, yeah, she completely misses it and manages to bash her own head, causing a small amount of blood to trickle down into her eye. Oh dear.
3 successes.
3 successes.
How many?
1 horn.
1 horn.
You 4 successes for a nose.
5 successes.
Oh! One onto the nose!
Oh, I'm 1 off.
I fumbled.
Spend a fortune point.
For your last string, you toss it and you whack it right into Alamena White's arm, sending her last string screaming off towards the side. Meaning her last one misses and she doesn't score a prize. Instead, she gets her money back.
Oh.
Well, that's all right.
Do it again.
No, wait. That was my... I'll look at the man. I think that was my fault. I haven't thrown all of mine. Please.
Yeah, okay, chomp it. I'm going to try and resist it. It's my job to resist this shit. I'm doing my cool test.
Do I reverse?
You do, you are drunk.
Okay, I will re-roll that. Although, if I fail, but I have a +1 on criminal.
The +1 is only if you succeed.
It's only if I succeed. No.
So her plan is, please, instead of please, dribbling slightly from the side of her mouth. Go on, will ya? Please. He's like, yeah, no, sorry, she tossed it. That's it. It's done.
Easy come.
I'm sorry.
Easy go. As we say
Darts!
in the brass
Says Greta.
Brass
Darts!
dance. Yes, I used to work in this place in Nolan called the Golden Hoop.
She says, what the fuck? As she throws off.
Birdie was asking me.
I didn't know it was. You went to the brass hole.
No, I worked there.
I was.
You worked in the. You didn't tell me you worked in the brass hole. I've been to the brass hole.
I said I worked in the Golden Hoop.
No, you said the. That's not the. You worked in the brass. That's a really skanky whorehouse.
No.
It's horrible.
Wait, why are you there?
Not when I was visiting the whorehouse.
This is like watching Wimbledon.
Excuse me.
It's
When
the
I
worst.
worked there, it was 35 years ago, and it was a classy place.
So right, yes, you liar.
It was.
Right.
Classy.
I recognise her grin when she's lying.
It was
She does a grin when she lies.
No.
She's lying.
No, I'm not lying. It was classy, and then I refused a great deal of money from Van der Kuiper, more money than any.
The fuck, you worked at the Van der Kuipers?
Pardon?
The richest family in Marion.
Well, she refused their money.
I
apparently.
refused their money, and because of that, the madam couldn't buy out her business, and then I got locked in a room for a year, and when I came out, the business had gone under, and it was a trash place.
Did you still work there?
What?
Did you still work? You still work there, didn't you? You still work there. You trash hole.
Greta.
He says, my service
Is it the same price for the darts?
The darts, no. The darts cost 6p.
Ooh.
I can't afford more than... How many darts do we
Pardon? And the darts is you require a total of, it's not a small amount, I'm sorry to say, 8 successes over 3 rolls. I mean, it's quite possible, but you are reversing successes, so it's not easy.
No, because I've only got a ballistic skill outside of my sling of 36. So.
You're right, so it's for you possible, because you might roll 31, 32, 34.
Yeah.
Done! Oh no, 33, 33, 33, that does 3 crits.
Or 22 or 11. Right?
Yeah, 22, 11 crits will do it.
Oh, what the hell? It'll go to Ronald anyway.
Yeah,
won't it?
totally.
So,
I'm playing...
I'll take the hit.
0 successes, but a pass.
Okay, so you've hit.
Failed.
Missed the board entirely. Tonk.
Oh,
cock.
and I failed.
Crit!
First one. Don't get your successes. Important.
Roll again.
That's 2 successes.
2 successes in total.
That's
So
10.
What? Oh, wait, no, I was at the
Was
10 and 2.
You just go off the...
Oh, then the 10.
that's 1.
That's 1.
Yeah, that's 1.
Sorry.
Yeah, totally. That's 1.
Couldn't read.
So first one goes in and tonk,
I blame the
slides against the wire. Okay, scores really well. There's claps all over the place. We'll find out what the crit does in a second.
Go
Roll
for it.
again.
Well, if it's reverse, no. And then that one is just off.
Thud. Thud to either side, not enough for a prize. But enough certainly to cause someone to take notice. As a voice from behind you says, now a girl with your sorts of talents would probably be more interested in other games.
She's drunk, so she's gonna. We're gonna get to them, and then she turns around to look. At
He says, no, I mean the not ones out here games, love.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does he mean sex games?
Should I? He says.
Are these backroom games?
I don't think that's what he means.
Oh, right.
It's just I saw you ladies flushing about with some money, and I wondered, if you were interested in the other games out back.
I think we are.
Greta says,
Are we?
I've lost the dart! She says, you don't need to shout every time, love. She looks at him. Sorry, no, I've lost one of your darts! She says, it's just over here. Oh, thanks. I haven't thrown it yet.
She's gonna hurt him.
She didn't. It is reversed though.
I think we should take
She
her
did hit
away
the
from
wall.
the darts.
Shall I roll?
What kind of games? Are they games of chance? Oh, birdie, sorry. The darts.
1 success.
1. Ooh.
No.
No successes. Ooh.
And a fumble.
Boom! Clash! Dunk! Straight into your thigh. Oh, you're so drunk. The worst part is it doesn't hurt. The worst part is it doesn't hurt. It's just sticking in your leg.
It's painful.
Maybe it's not gone through your leather trousers.
No, that's blood.
Pops out. Splat, splat, splat.
Definitely.
Okay, Mr. Lead us away from
Are
here.
we gonna get mugged if we go back?
Yeah, can we do
Are there
like
free
a...
drinks back there?
No.
Oh,
Do yourself an intuition
but
test.
I love drinks.
All of us?
Yes.
Am I still reversing?
Oh, yeah. You're drunk.
I just get 0.
I can't
But a
read people at the best of times.
3. Is he a troublemaker?
Oh, yeah.
Is it his emotions?
Oh, yeah.
5 successes.
Superb! Well done. 5, 6 against his attempt to hide. 5, you won. Dude is clearly taking you back for something very, very dodgy.
Oh.
You don't know what it is,
Trafficking,
but
probably.
it's probably dodgy.
No.
A bunch of young ladies with money pulled into the back.
No.
You're very likely to be fleeced
I do not wish to be fleeced
or trafficked.
or trafficked. Thank you, sir. I shall speak
What?
You
with
mean
games of chance.
You mean he was lying?
Get her! He says. As 2 go for the elf.
I don't think
You can
so.
get 700 beastmen for one of them. And so she'll shout, I want 700 beastmen!
Are you trying to dodge out the way? Or are you just getting getted?
Can
She'll
I
try and dodge. It's in her. No, she's shouting, I want
700 beastmen!
Maybe that'll move her, just like...
No, I quite like the idea that they grab hold.
Can I use hold off quarterstaff?
You'd have to draw it first. You have fast draw.
I don't.
You don't, so you'd need to pull it out. You're not ready for fighting.
Okay, in
You had a
which case-
shield though, because you were hiding behind it.
Yes, I'll use my shield. I'll use my shield to bounce them off.
Well, hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Go for it. Go throw a hit at them. And remember to reverse.
Melee basic.
Why are we going for the elf? It's always elf.
5 successes.
5 success. Yeah, that's far better than I had. As you come in with that bash, and he's like, bloody hell! As he goes
wanna
off to the
try
side.
again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
grab her! What are you doing, you man?
Yume will brandish her gold coin and like make sure they see it and go fetch as she falls.
Fetch! As the gold coin arcs. Do yourself a ballistic skill test. Let's see how well. Ranged thrown if you must, but still ballistic skill test. See how well she throws this. Reverse successes.
No.
How many fails have we got?
4 fails.
Oh, well done. You go,
Take some desire.
fetch! Clatter down on the ground by your feet.
But having caught their attention.
Oh, it certainly caught the attention of the one who's there. He's going to do himself a cool test. I mean, the large amount of money he might get for the elf, and possibly the rest of you. I mean,
She's already told them how much she's worth. 700
What do you do with 700 beastmen when you've got them?
or alternatively, he will look at that coin and say, "That coin's mine."
Kick him in the
He's
face when he...
diving for it. The one who's been knocked over hasn't noticed it. Okay, as he gets up to his feet and he just wildly flings a fist at you,
Bring
which
it.
is almost certainly going to be hit. Oh, it did pretty well though.
1 success, but I'm also defensive.
Okay, so
2, 3.
so I still win. As the fist connects into your shoulder with a solid whack, doing a total of 10 damage. Ow! That actually hurt quite a bit.
Can
I'm very unhappy with that.
Can Alamino look around and see if there's anyone who looks like they might be mercenaries, all dressed in black?
There
He
is
trots.
there is a lot of folk at the moment who are diving for a coin.
I don't think they would dive for a
Got
coin. So
quite a few looking around as well. Are there any trots around? I'm gonna roll. I know what the likelihood is.
Yeah.
I would,
Because Greta would be able to spot them, wouldn't she?
Yeah, there's at least 3 that you reckon might be mercenaries who are plain clothed. Greta is on the ground, on her bum. She's somehow spun and fallen down on the ground, and she's just watching you get manhandled. Then one of them get whacked by her.
just shout.
A punch comes out, and she goes, "Fight! Fight!"
she'll just Alamino will shout marauders and just see if anyone. And hopefully that'll like break into Greta's there might
I'm with all the beasts. Oh crap! Oh, Papa! Marauders! She goes. It's fair to say that it seems more likely that you are calling out that the people attacking you are indeed marauders. Well done, Drunko!
get the message.
That's our new battle cry.
Oh, sorry.
your guy, what are you doing to your dude? You look angry.
Fuming.
He might get out of the way.
6 successes.
He does not. You're whacking with your shield, or you're whacking with your fist.
Let's see, that would be melee brawl. Yeah, I'm going to punch him with my fist.
Down.
Roll of 6.
Straight into his. Where did you hit?
His 76.
Oh, his leg. Okay, as you go like that, and he ducks down, and you're like elbow down. Wow! As he goes, oh yeah. Whoa.
Is groin body, or is it like the top of both legs?
It's a bit of all of them. All at once.
Him in the bottom.
I would really like to.
But criticals that on legs and body both have a chance of hitting the groin. Leg more so than body. Body has got lots of other horrible things that it can happily pinprick. As he goes down with a hole and then a punch into his face with your leg. Kick. More punch, kick.
I punch him.
Dunk. Yeah, foot shove. As he goes down the ground.
Foot shove!
And Greta goes, well done!
I'm not done with him.
Can I kick someone now?
If you wish to give it a go, flailing kick towards one of them, do yourself a foot shove roll.
Am I reversing?
Yes, definitely.
52 melee brawling. Oh, just out.
Wow.
0 fails.
You got 0 fails. I fumble on 88. So the guy that you're against, you're like, I'll get you! I'm gonna push a foot up as you go for a kick. He almost laughs at how ridiculous you are. Then suddenly your foot just comes in at speed, hits him in the inner thigh, causing him to go tumbling to the ground. His chin wallops against the stone floor. A tooth falls out. Blood splashes out from his face as he looks at it in half horror down on the ground and picks up his tooth, looks up and sees your foot. Shove. Ow!
What would be an appropriate thing?
Hey, you mate, what are you doing?
Is there like a bar area?
No, not at all. This place doesn't have a proper setup for drinking.
Is there a way? Because we were at the back of the room, right?
Yes, there was. There's one way that goes down. There's 2 doors out. One up a small set of stairs that goes off the left-hand side. And one at the very back of the room, not far away from the darts, over in the corner. You wouldn't like to be going through that door when people were throwing darts drunk. The evidence of that is the door, which has many holes in it. I'm going to guess at least 5 of them from Greta.
One for me. I think. Oh no, one of us hit the door.
She will. Is Greta still on the ground?
Oh, Greta's on the ground, just pointing at things.
She'll help Greta up and
She gets up.
try and go to the door.
And goes after you. Where are we going?
We're leaving in the commotion.
All right,
That's
she
fine.
says.
We'll deal with this brawl.
Alan Menowite's very good in a fight, she says.
Not tonight. No, really not.
And you will look back and she's trying to think of a signal and she'll just go, "Caca!"
So I think
He catches him. Then spies a small glance for the stuffed magpie.
You pull open the door and head through into the back room. As you move into there's a large blazing fire.
Is it the back room where they were going to take us?
Yes.
Yeah, very possibly over there. And a ring of 7, 8, 9 guys, all with cudgels. And 4 of them have got long sacks. As they all look round, look at you. They look at each other. They look at you. Greta looks at you, looks at them, and says, "I think we should run." As they all go, "Rory!" and they all come running forwards.
Elemental is now going to shout at Greta, "Trot's Marauders!"
She goes, "Where?" What are you doing?
We're still at the entrance.
Yeah,
right?
you're still at the entrance. You close the door.
You will take the rest of the money that she was going to donate and just chuck it at them with a bunch of shrapnel. And then
Let me have a look and see what sort of coins we've got here.
I've got one
There's
silver.
not very many coins there for about 8 guys, just warning you.
Just has to get one guy in the eyes.
Yeah, 1 gold might make all the difference. There's nothing like the flash of gold to make people react.
Yeah.
I have to go through my bag, but fine. She'll go, "Fucking worked once."
And the shrapnel?
And the shrapnel.
And the shrapnel too. Do yourself a ballistic skill test.
This is really outrageous. This doesn't happen in a Temple of Sigmar.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's not
It
a temple
happens
of
quite a
Sigmar.
lot in all.
Actually, do you know what?
Temple, but,
Like almost every temple Almenowith goes to, there's trouble for her.
yeah.
The Ulricans
Feels
tried
like
to hang her.
Well, that means at least going in the correct direction.
Nice.
Well done.
That's good.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Coins
you
roll.
Fling them. Some bounce off walls. One of them hits someone on the head. Looks somewhat confused. One of them bashes it away with his cudgel. As it goes flying over, it happens to be the gold one as he catches it. And he's like, whoa! He goes running off in that direction. I'm going to do a test for them. I'm going to do an overall test for their perception. One dude's definitely chasing that gold. If we critical, they're all chasing that. If we fumble, none of them see it. Indeed, they only have eyes for one thing, and that's capturing little people like yourself. Let's see how we go.
Teeny people went through the door. I mean, goodness.
This is
It's a success, which means I'm going to have D10 of them move off after the gold and the coins. They're aware of them. I might roll 1. I might roll 9. Including the one that's already going off. That means they're pretty much all running after the coins, giving you an opportunity to...
Well, is there a door behind?
There is not a door behind there.
Just slam the door.
There is a big fire, and that's about it. Lots of sacks, cudgels, people, a nice chair, slam door. As on the other side is Greta, moves forward and goes, "Are we not going in there?"
There's no door through there. And you-
Oh, as she turns round. Meanwhile, the fight is carrying on.
I need like a good curse, like may Loic blind you.
I
That one on
approve.
the floor.
Okay, so he attempts to grab you in a grapple to actually wrestle you down in order that his folks can bag you. I have successfully rolled something. Let's see how you do by comparison.
Oh, do I have advantage?
Pardon? I don't know. Did you win the last test? Yes, you did. You kicked
But
kicked
am I
them.
still reversing?
Yes, you are reversing. You are
I'm
very...
going to roll it again because I can't remember what that would have been. 56 reverses just... Yeah, so 5 successes.
That will reverse the 65. Would that make it a fail?
No.
Because you got advantage.
Because I've
So
got
5
advantage.
successes. That means
That's why I asked
you
about
have
advantage.
successfully and somewhat lively dodged to the side, bringing you very close to where Yume and Greta are. As you go there, and the guy's looming over you, you can hear the sounds of scuffling or something coming from the room beside. As over by you, there's a guy on the ground. There's the one who's facing you. There's a whole room that's beginning to back away from the kerfuffle.
So that was me dodging, right? So I've got my action.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, you're on your turn. Yeah, totally. Good
Yeah.
point. Well made.
So I could actually spend my advantage to disengage and grab Greta and Yume's hand and leg it for the door.
Leg it for the door, pull them off. Nice.
Come
Okay.
on, buddy!
Do yourself a dodge test as you're making your way through here, please.
Shall we dodge?
You can do yourself an assist on the dodge if anyone passes. I failed. I've got 65. That's -2 for her.
No, I'm reversing, so I failed.
Yeah, I'm reversing too. So
But I only got -1.
that's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's not good.
A crit!
You're kidding me. Okay, roll again to see the total successes.
So
I can't believe you haven't prayed to Ronald. You haven't seen us, right?
She's too busy.
8 successes and a crit.
Nice. You go forward and you bash straight into one of the tables, knocking over all the cards that are there. Lots of disgruntled faces. As she darts.
Fuck you! The boat you sailed in on!
And Birdie shouts, barge!
As you dodge past, someone takes a swipe at you. You dodge underneath, causing him to spin around on the spot. As you reach over towards the door, pull it open, and there's a big guy there. The same guy that saw you down here in the first place. Oh yeah, he's not big. He's just on the stairs. He's actually quite short. A super tiny guy. Not a halfling, you think? You've no idea. You're admittedly a bit bleary. You feel a bit sick now. Whew. You're sober, right? How are we going to get past this giant?
He must be just the right height.
Well, I guess it's my turn,
She's
isn't
got-
it?
Just
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You do your stuff while
Well, I
I...
was going to say, can I given all that this has already happened, can I turn on my heel and charge for the door, clearing him from our path?
He's through the door.
Yeah. But you've got advantage, don't you?
You've got
You can
advantage.
spend your advantage to disengage
from
and
here,
get
right?
out of the fight and join us at the door.
And then you can just barge right through and then whack him with a shield.
that was my
Perfect.
plan,
Absolutely perfect.
So-
Go whack him with your shield. He is going to try and... Oh, wow.
I'm going to spend a fortune point for that 88.
Ooh, I'd have preferred it to stand.
I know
It
you
would
would
have
have
been
preferred it to
hilarious.
stand. 0 successes.
0 success is better than his -2. So you go up there and you whack him. He, in return, goes, "Oh!" Says, "Don't hit me!" and just cowers up, allowing you opportunity to push on by.
I gesture for everybody to go
Someone-
past.
Oh,
Greta and you and because you critted, so you've all got a clear path. All go tumbling up there.
You may get to the top of the stairs and, silhouetted by maybe streetlights, I don't know. Lamplights. And she spits on the ground and goes, "You're all a disgrace to renown!" And so she runs out.
Runs out as Greta reaches the top and says, "You're all a renown to disgrace!" And follows off after you. We showed them. You showed them. You showed them. You punched them. You did too.
She did foot shoves.
The question is, do they follow?
Oh, please.
Or has the ignoble nature of their defeat... Oh, wow. Clearly, whoever is down there has decided that silhouette was pretty impressive. Because I rolled 99. They're coming nowhere near you at all.
Terrified.
They're not following you against your own expectations. You're drunk. You're probably lost.
It's not a good night.
we could have just pushed them while you were going down the stairs. We could have just pushed them one, but they come on the stairs. Push them down. Help them get your barge pole out in case they do follow us.
Oh, good idea, says Greta. That was exciting. Did you see how I did nothing? Did you see how I sat on the floor for a bit?
There's marauders in there.
Was there?
Yes.
We should maybe have called on them for help.
Yes. That's what I was trying
Why
to
didn't you tell me?
I did.
Twice.
I said marauders. And
Yeah,
I said
that's because you were being marauded.
marauders.
Pardon? No, they obviously weren't my marauders. They were someone else's. They were grabbing you. That's what I thought you would. No, that doesn't make more
You
sense.
don't hold your drink well.
Oh, God. I know about a bottle of brandy. I think I'm holding it really well. Who was sick in the Burgermeister's drawer? Was it me? No. Who choked up on that sausage?
This sausage, you mean?
For that, you've got to eat
I'm
sausage.
not eating a sausage.
You've got to eat sausage.
Good
Just
sausage.
a little nibble.
It's
If it's human.
pig.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
pig. Pretty good, actually. Salty pig.
Oh, good.
She's eating my sausage. I'm going to tell Meat Pie. He's going to be very
Oh, was this
unhappy.
for him?
Well, just spit out a bit.
I was going to go, oh, really?
Meat pie won't mind.
He
Don't
really
worry.
won't care.
But I do. It's actually disgusting.
But you kiss her.
Exactly.
But that's different.
What, because it doesn't involve sausage?
Not always.
Should we go to the cat house?
I don't think they're going to try and traffic us there.
No.
Do they have food?
This is not the first time people have tried to take me as
I
a
can't believe they could.
prisoner.
I know
Sorry,
we're a
just
dodgy
sounded-
lot, but this dodgy is extreme.
Hey, excuse me, ma'am.
Everyone's like,
A soldier is sitting there with his arms folded. A few other soldiers behind him. Shouldn't be on the street and all of this. What? Says Greta. Can you please articulate your words clearly? I'm not some common soldier. Says. You shouldn't be out in the streets by yourself. Well, there is an answer. Escort us immediately to the cat house. It's been shut down.
Then we need somewhere that does food. Large plates.
And prostitutes.
It's illegal now.
Mostly food, though. I really don't care
And
about
food. She says, and maybe alcohol. Can you please guide us, good sir, to someone more appropriate for people of our gentle disposition?
It says bloody covered in blood.
As he says,
It's your leg.
the lady's all right, huh? Yes.
Can I do an intuition check? Because I reckon he's in on it with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Kind of fortune.
They're actually cultists.
He's the best. He's my new boyfriend. Oh, it's even worse.
What did you roll?
Well, the first time I rolled 99.
Okay, that's bad. Did you roll 88?
The second time I rolled 88.
Oh, it's like a little present for
And my
Andy.
intuition is only 81.
Oh, just when I was thinking this episode was nearing its end.
It has to because it's like really late.
Yeah, that's a good excuse. He's not a bad sort, not at all. And yes, he'll guide you off towards a nice place. As the good soldier that he is, thank you very much. Which is how our intrepid party of 4 find themselves shuffling off down towards a very nice inn. As the local soldiers, who definitely are not cultists, drop you off in a basement. Bang!
Not this again.
As Greta says, I think we've possibly been had.
You think?
Click, click. I thought you said he was trustworthy.
Sometimes I get humans wrong. And I am very drunk.
Is there a window, door, way out?
It is black. Your voices all sound very loud.
You still got your badge, Paul, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
Haven't taken
just locked
stuff
you in
off.
here.
Yeah, we might be able to go and look things. You're tall. I could. Right, sober up.
Slap, slap!
Greta says, should I be scared?
Yes.
Right.
But only a little bit.
I can do nothing. She says, I'm in pitch black. I can't see anything. We're in a room with maybe only a single door. I think a banister or something beside me. What's everyone else got?
Is there any light at all coming
None.
in?
You got a match?
No, girl's got the matches.
I usually just rely on Elric's blazers.
Oh.
Where's the wizard on fire when you need one?
Although
I can't see anything.
I have like flammable things with me.
As I was very sick, might the effects of the alcohol wear off? You know, with the adrenaline rush of being locked in a basement.
I think
It's been a while
that
now.
those of you who are definitely a bit drunk, which we all are, do yourselves a good old consume alcohol test.
Ah, success.
2 successes.
2 successes if I'm still reversing.
No.
Am I reversing?
Yes. So we're
2 successes.
If we're reversing, no.
no. So 2 successes there. Alamena wife is first to shake it off. Greta certainly hasn't. I've got, she says, banister. What
Right,
about
shh,
everyone else?
Keep your voice down. Maybe people.
Bannister suggests a way out.
Pick, pick, pick. Yep, you can hear. Yep, you can hear voices upstairs. Yeah, we've got them. Says, that'll get the bloody money back. And another one says, Are you sure this is the ones? Yeah, trust me, they were distinctive. What a racket they were making down by the gambling halls. Yep, word they went down there. Picked them up. Another one says, so can I tell them that they've been taken? Definitely. And you hear, yep, we've got them. It's definitely them. Go tell there's a pause. Yes, says the other one. Go tell him to. You know we're not supposed to say it out loud. You're the only ones hearing this, by the way.
I'm waiting until he's.
It says, tell them that go tell them to threaten the Magister Impedimenti. And,
To threaten.
Yep.
Just told them to threaten the Magister Impedimenti.
What does that mean?
Where will he
That's
give a shit?
Castle Liberum, right? That's Castle Liberum. Held that position. Maybe there's more than one there.
There might be more than one of
But he is in town.
Well, we are travelling with him.
Yeah.
Unless there's
They're
another.
cultists.
Unless there's another one.
And that's where we ended off. Let's see if they get rescued by Leopold and Gerhardt, who are going to be approached by some cultists that their drunken mates have been captured in the town of Kemperbad. And with that, we bring it all to an end.
We're never going to live this down, are we?